Hello, and welcome to episode 20 of Unfettered. Oh my god, it has been so long. Um, yeah,
It's been one
we're...
week. What?
n- No, the show as a whole
Oh.
has been going for a long time. Is Okay. Hi, welcome back. Uh, Jesus. Okay, so this is off to a great start. Top Hat should step away from the computer for a second and go get himself some water. In the meantime... Crispy.
Oh, do I get to monologue?
Yeah,
Oh
how have you
man,
been? How
my
have you
my
been?
week, my day's been great. My week's been really great, really
Yeah.
fun. I have a whole thing of soda.
Nice. That is. Are you actually drinking soda out of a liter bottle?
I said before the stream started to ignore that fact. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry,
Uh,
I can't. Maybe the chat can forgive you.
can't chat. Do you forgive me? We'll see. Only time
Wow.
will tell.
This is my first RPG stream since all the big changes. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about some changes to the channel. Or actually, I'm not, because Top Hat's back, and Top Hat's gonna talk first. As soon as Top Hat gets his headphones back in his ears. Hello, welcome back, Top Hat. Top Hat, tell us about your week. How are you?
Oh,
How
good.
have you been?
Well, Anaris's knowledge of me is well known that he should probably let me get my water, or else I was just going to complain about it for the next hour.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's stairs between me and my water, and I ran up them and back down.
So yeah, welcome
I'm out
to
of
you,
shape.
and welcome to your tired lungs. So some things have changed around the channel since the last time we had an episode of Unfettered. Three big things. One, I launched a Patreon for supporting my RPG stuff, and you can find that linked down below, or by typing !Patreon in the chat. Nightbot will happily give you some information about that. Additionally, I am now an affiliated streamer on Twitch, so if you feel like subscribing to the channel and helping support this sort of stuff financially that way, you can do that. You can also donate bits to the stream. That's a thing I hear that people do sometimes. Far from required. And I do not yet have an emote, but I have a couple ideas I'm going to try and work on when I have some free time this upcoming week, and float them by y'all before I finalize one of them.
It's going to be constants. All of them.
Lines.
Yes,
Just a lot of lines.
just Anaris Constance will be the emote. No. And the third thing, which is actually starting as of today, is I'm running some giveaways. So every time I stream for the rest of February, I will be running a giveaway during the stream. And that's going to be using the Streamlabs loyalty points, which you earn literally just by watching the stream. So if you hang out, you'll accrue those points, and you can spend them on giveaway entries, which there should be an icon in the bottom right of the video if you're watching this on desktop. If you're on mobile, I'm sorry. And you
Clearly
can,
inferior. Yeah.
I mean, no, but yeah. You can redeem entries there. So every time I stream, I'm going to do a giveaway up to 2 entries per person. And at the end of the stream, one person who entered will be selected to win any one of my sets that are up on Roll20. You get to pick which one you want if you win, and I will send it to you for your use, free of charge. And then over on Twitter, at twitter.com/NRSS, as part of this as well, I have a tweet there announcing the giveaway and talking about the rules and the details and whatnot. And if you are following me on Twitter and you retweet that tweet, there is a chance that you will be selected to win all of my sets that are up on Roll20. So yeah, that's a thing. And that's running through February. So if you like maps or token borders, absolutely hop into that. So those are my announcement-y things. What else has happened this past week? I started Ori and the Blind Forest on Tuesday, which is a beautiful, fantastic game that may actually be directed by Pixar, because it made me cry. and in like the first 10 minutes. And then we had an episode of Unsolved Mousteries over on Off the Table on Wednesday that was so good. It was so good. And afterwards, my character, Regan, was compared to Wonder Woman, and I swear it's the best compliment I've ever received. So, if you haven't been watching that show, there are 2 episodes so far. The third one's going to be in 2 weeks, and it's going to be the last episode. So it's real short, but it's so good. It's hella cute, and it's a fantastic, because I'm super new to it, it's a fantastic primer to the game Mouse Guard if you're not super familiar with it. But you want to see it in action, because I ask many questions about how things work, and Ethan very patiently describes or explains all the systems to us. So, yeah. I think that's all the stuff. I guess in addition to that, before we jump into things, I want to say a big thanks to everyone that has already subscribed to the channel over the past week. I was not expecting that, and people's support and generosity have really blown me away. So, big thanks for that. And I think, unless either of you two have something to say,
I didn't get that entire last sentence. I don't know if
It was just for us. The stream got it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Discard is being funky. All right.
If you see my face being weird on camera, it was because I was checking that.
Gotcha.
But your face is always looking weird on camera.
I'm always checking.
He doesn't look at Roll20, only Discord.
And with that, shall we play some Dungeons and Dragons?
I think
I'm
we're
good
good for
today.
tonight.
I think we got.
Yeah, I think we got enough.
Why do I ask you guys? Why do I
session.
ask?
It's like you're expecting a different result every time.
I know, it's the Party for the League has trained me poorly, because I've gotten used to them actually like responding in a, you know, real person kind of way instead of just being jerks. But yeah, okay. So today's episode opens on a small, sort of quaint, almost bed and breakfast kind of room. We can hear the sound of songbirds outside. There's a light breeze coming in through the window, sun streaming in as well, and the scent of spring on the air. And a young Albert Vessinger wakes up, the sort of heavy comforter pulled up to his chin. You are laying in bed. What do you do? What is young Albert doing this morning?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna try and get some more sleep. So I'm gonna turn over on my side and snuggle up in the blankets more and try and fall asleep again.
Nice. Okay.
But I imagine things won't be that simple.
Yeah, you pull the blanket up, and there's a chuckle from the door. And a woman's voice says, "Albert, you can't sleep forever.
That's what you think.
Sleeping forever is for the dead." And like a pillow hits Albert in the head.
Hey! Look, I need my beauty sleep. This face doesn't maintain itself.
Well, in that case, maybe you should sleep for a couple more weeks.
I did not wake up to be insulted like this.
Oh, come now. And Albert gets like a light kiss on the forehead. I brought you breakfast. Come on.
Food? Huh. Well, why didn't you start with that?
And the woman, of course, is oh god, what was her name? Visara?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah. And she's got a small tray with like some fruit juice and some bread and cheese. And there's a small like champagne flute with water in it and a single small purple flower.
You're so good to me. I don't know what I would do without you.
Probably drink more.
The ugly, yet harsh truth.
Eat up. The expedition is heading out in about 2 hours, and well, everyone's very
it's already
impatient.
that.
Yeah,
It's already time. Very well. And so Albert will quickly eat the food. Probably like gaze out the window and like look at the scenery just for a moment.
Mm-hmm. And our camera follows Albert's gaze sort of out the window. And like as it goes out the window, the camera turns around to look back inside, continuing to drift away. Come on, we can't stay here forever.
Wish we could. And he'll get up out of his bed.
And our camera pans up toward the sky, and it quickly transitioned to this dark, roiling maelstrom, sheets of rain falling down, crackles of lightning, and rocketing past our viewpoint is the Black Sheep, with Albert at the helm and Constance standing at the aft, her hands outstretched, energy crackling from her contorted fingertips. What do you do?
First we're trying to make it look like we're trying. So first we Albert's gonna make a very daring maneuver and like pull so send the ship crashing in an angle where it's gonna hit the ground,
Mhm.
and then right about when it hits like the I guess you could say like wait are there trees? I forget. Did we agree this is a forested area?
There is some light vegetation, but not a lot. No, it's mostly like craggy mountain stuff.
Yeah. So as we kind of like go and we're about to like make contact with the ground, Albert will pull out the rigging and like grab the steering wheel and yank it up and try and like kind of ease out the landing and skid across the ground.
Okay, so as you're descending, cannon
Yeah.
fire erupts around you, and you're sort of nearing the ground, and suddenly, up ahead, you see a faint sort of sparkling. Can you please make a perception check?
This is where we die. I'm
This is
spending
where you
inspiration
die.
on this. Perception. Boop. Oh, I was meant to use inspiration.
Yeah, I heard you mention inspiration, so.
But again,
Ooh, Discord
it's a 12.
Discord is being chunky tonight. Alright. So you got a 12.
Yeah.
That's not particularly good, and you don't see the cloud of ice shards until you're right on top of it, and it's too late to turn. So you are both going to take. You can make athletics. No, not athletics. Dexterity saves. You can make dexterity saves to try and shelter yourself from the razor sharp ice shards that have just materialized in front of you. Ooh.
That's a 15. Because I also.
Because I had.
Oof. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna close some things and try and help my computer along.
19.
His audio is chopping out pretty consistently. Let's see. Yes, everything's nominal.
Is it choppy on the stream too?
I mean, it's choppy on my end. Like I'm hearing choppy audio from the two of you, which is weird because like Zoom video is coming through just fine. Hey everybody, please please bear with us while we deal with the fact that the internet hates.
We can hear each other clearly. Right?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. great idea for my next character.
Maybe now. Maybe now we're good.
Wait. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can.
Okay.
Okay. We're just gonna. This is gonna be another episode without break music. Oh, wait. No. No. That didn't fix it. Alright. But nothing is using more than it usually does. This is the weird part. Okay, let's disconnect from that. Yeah, it's just Discord that is having the issues. I'm gonna restart that. Close Discord. Quit Discord. Okay. Open Discord. If that doesn't work, we will switch to Zoom audio for tonight. Let's try switching over to here to see if that helps a bit too. Discord open. Cheers. Alright, Discord is opening back up. Hello?
Goodbye.
Still choppy.
Still choppy.
But I hear you.
I think we might be okay.
I think I'm getting a consistent voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I think we did it. All right.
All right. As soon as you get that first line of exposition, it's going to cut out. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. So you both failed your saving throws.
Did you get that we both have
wait,
+4 on that?
+4. Okay, so Constance didn't. Constance.
You mean I didn't?
Constance got an 18.
I got a 15.
15. Yes.
That is in fact lower than 18.
It is.
We didn't know what the DC was.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay, so we both failed our saving throw. Okay.
No, Constance did. Constance succeeded. Albert failed.
Okay. You said Constance did, and Constance did save the saving throw. Like, what? Didn't? Like what?
All right. Albert takes 15 points of slashing damage, and Constance takes.
I'm down.
Oh my god! Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I forgot you're at like 1 HP. Okay, so Constance, you're summoning the might of the storm, and behind you, like you hear the sound of the wind whistling past these like tiny icy knives, and you look over your shoulder and see this this cloud in time to just like roll over the back of the boat and hold on to the edge, essentially, as the black sheep passes through this field of ice. And as you pull yourself back up over the back, Albert is laying slumped, several shards sticking out of clearly vital locations.
Oh, that's
At the helm.
How many points do I have left? Well,
Are you getting him
using our
back up?
escape plan. If I get him back up,
You could just leave.
Just leave him there.
just leave. This is how Albert ends.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
So Crispy,
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3 choices right now.
All right.
Get you back up, and we continue to pretend like we're crashing. 2, I pick you up and I just jump out of it and enjoy the fact that I don't take fall damage.
Okay.
And we actually crash our ship.
Okay.
Or 3, I ditch you.
What do you think Constance would do?
That's the thing. I'm not sure right this second.
We'll decide fast because I don't have any decisions to be made. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know if this is possible, but I'm gonna go ahead and spend inspiration on that death saving throw that I have to make now.
I think you can, yeah.
I don't. It's a saving throw, and I don't think inspiration says you need to.
Ooh.
I
mean, you
failed
failed.
that saving throw.
Oh,
I'll allow it. I'll let you roll inspiration on death saves.
Well, that's why I rolled 2. Is the
Yeah.
I did it. So
Wow, okay.
Constance is going to try to steer the ship. Now, run to the front and try to steer the ship.
So you
into,
slide down the slick deck and grab the helm.
The helm, and then try
right.
to you said it was craggy. Try to find a hill or something to look like we crash into and stop the ship.
Yeah, finds a harsh landing point. Okay, do you have airship as a proficiency? No. Okay, please make a raw dexterity check. So no proficiency.
No, we've got all this inspiration. Why not?
Yeah, you've been banking that for a while. Hey,
Yeah, see,
21 is good. Yeah, which is great because you couldn't quite see over the cabin at the front of the boat, but once you got up there, you were about to hit the ground. You quickly pull up, and the black sheep just sort of bounces like a skipping stone on a lake a couple times before coming to a rest inside a small canyon.
I think Crispy needs to make
another death saving throw.
A second death save, yeah.
I spend my inspiration again. See how much we can fuck this up now. That's a success.
14 will do it. And there's a big cloud of dust that puffs up, and you can hear rocks skittering around. And as the dust settles, you hear a and looking up, you can see a silvery force slowly forming in the sky.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, we can figure this out. Okay. Emergency first aid. I can do this. This is fine. I'll patch you up. We'll get out of here. It will be fine. No, I don't patch you up.
Oh, I mean, you try, but you go to remove one of the ice shards, and a jet of blood shoots into your eye, and you're like, ah, oh, fuck.
All right.
Make a third save.
Creature.
Make the saving throw. I'm using inspiration again.
Do not roll a 1. Okay. All right. It's 2 successes. Constance, do you want to try and stabilize him again?
Yeah.
Don't roll a 1.
Okay, we're good.
A 13's good enough. Yeah.
It's just 10 or higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are stabilized for... I'm going to GM roll this. A number of hours. Okay. You will be conscious eventually. Constance,
So I think-
you are in a ravine with your unconscious friend who you've gotten to stop bleeding, at least. Above you are, if I remember correctly, some, 10 Imperial ships. And an interdiction field. Somewhere out here is the crashed ISS Dauntless, which has presumably Bethany Vessinger on it. What do you do?
Leaving the choices up to me. All right, so we're picking up our fearless captain, or reckless, one of the two. And we're dipping out of the ship, and we're gonna start going a direction.
Do you have an idea where you want to go? What are you looking for?
Not death.
Are you looking for shelter?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
I think that's a oh.
I know, wisdom is great for you, isn't it?
Under this rock right here, you see it hanging by a little thread.
Yeah, so you're stumbling around trying to find somewhere to shelter, and the storm that you summoned has gotten out of your control. The rain is continuing to pour down as it turns the orange leaves of autumn soggy. You lose your footing a couple times, and you end up tumbling down the side of a ravine. You catch yourself, and more importantly, Albert. So no damage is taken, but you're at this point, you're not sure exactly where you are.
I pull out a communicator. Anyone? Anyone at all? Get them all blinged out. They're good for nothing. Put it away. All right, okay. I start searching Albert for the compass.
The spyglass?
Or the spyglass.
Okay. Yeah, your hands are starting to go a little numb from the cold, but you do manage to find the spyglass. You've got a little case for it, right, Albert?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't take long for you to find it.
Okay. So, at this point, I'm lost in the woods, and I trying to fiddle with it, trying to be okay, was it this setting? Was it this one?
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
You know what's worth inspiration?
That
I'm better at this roll than the last one by a long degree.
A 25 is really good. Yeah. You just barely recall the set of motions that you've seen Albert go through a couple times to pull up the holographic map.
And so I guess
it flickers to life. It's sort of ghostly pale blue, but it's sort of swirling, and it's there. It's clearly where you're at, but it's very distorted.
Stupid interdiction field. So it's not as helpful. My goal is to find two things:
Mm-hmm.
Bethany's ship and shelter.
Pick one to look for.
Bethany's ship.
Yeah, let's go with Bethany's ship.
All right. Roll survival.
I hate a compass.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's between the distortion and your shaky hands and maybe a mild sense of panic. You can't. You can no longer find where there were the smoking wrecks of the ships. It is getting on into evening.
At this point, if Bethany's dead, Bethany's dead. Trying to decide what's the best step to take.
Up above, you hear a cannon fire. Some distance off, there's a rather loud explosion.
Oh. Alright, I just gotta I think yeah, so I'm gonna throw Albert over my shoulder, and we're gonna go find I've already tried finding a cave. I'm still gonna try to find some sort of outcropping to get out of the rain.
Alright.
And gathering sticks on the way there.
Alright, go ahead and roll survival with advantage.
You think advantage will help?
I mean, maybe. Oh my god! Yes, you find a cave.
I'm gonna have to fight a bear.
So you drag yourself and Albert through what has now become rather slick mud and sharp, painful rocks to a small cave. Your wet boot steps echoing off of the walls.
Hello? Anybody here?
There's a tinny sound of your voice coming back to you, but the cave is not that deep.
Alright. So I'm gonna see what wood I've gathered.
Okay, I mean, you picked up some sticks and stuff on the way.
Yeah.
But at this point, they seem pretty soggy. You're gonna have a hard time starting a fire with them.
Well, that's what magic is for.
That's true.
Anything can be dried out with enough application of energy beam.
It's like a void ray laser.
Was it cantrip? Nice.
Just enough fire, eventually it'll light.
Take 1d8. I assume you're using fire damage?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to dry it out and light it up. You get a small fire going. It's not doing a whole lot to pull the chill from your bones, but it's a fire and it's light. And I think at this point, night has descended upon you. Albert is still unconscious.
Yeah, so now is when mechanically I say I am starting a long rest.
You're starting a long rest?
Yes. Okay. With the noting that I am an elf and only rest 4 hours. And so I'm really hoping Albert wakes up in the next 4 hours to take a shift.
Okay. About an hour into your meditation, or actually, what does that look like for Constance?
I think Constance would just be sitting there and has one hand out as if there's something that's supposed to be there. Edges has her eyes closed, but you can see her ears twitch every time there's a sound, like a rock or water splattering a little too close.
All right. About an hour in, Albert, you slowly regain consciousness, and you can hear, just sort of on the edge of your hearing, a voice saying, "We can't stay like this forever."
What? Oh, where am I? Can't respond. Meditating.
Oh, yeah, we're in a cave.
I kind of pick myself up a little bit. Oh. How am I still alive?
I bandaged you up, and you just see, like, haphazardly, like, bandages everywhere, like, his hand's wrapped and there's nothing wrong with it. It's tied to the side of his head.
Bethany, what happened to her?
We'll find out in a little bit.
Albert's gonna kind of like grab like the wall and like pull himself up and like try and limp out of the cave into the wet and rain.
Yeah, your vision
my
is...
spyglass. Where's my spyglass?
It's just here. It's not working.
I grabbed the spyglass because you don't know how to use it, right?
you like open it, it's already set to the right thing. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna fiddle with it just to serve my sense of superiority.
Yeah, I mean, your vision is swimming, and you can taste blood. I'm gonna try and power.
I'm gonna try and power through. It's like vision is swimming. I'm just basically doing it off of muscle memory, like messing with the
solving
dials.
a Rubik's Cube for the 1,000th time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you set it up, no problem, and you get the area. But as before with Constance, it's sort of like watching something through a whirlpool, right? Various parts are just swirling around each other, and in some areas it's still nice and clear, but for the most part it's really distorted.
Damn it!
And it seems to be the further away from yourself that you get, the more distorted it gets.
I'm gonna grab out the staff and slam it against the ground. I want to see what's causing this distortion. Damn it!
Yeah. I mean, the shards that you would see from before are still there. The ones near Constance are arrayed in sort of like a pattern not unlike a blooming flower. But
like a lotus, so to speak.
Yes, not unlike a lotus. Looking out into the rain, you can't see all that well because the weather is pretty bad, but things look normal out there.
I look at the spyglass. Is there anything strange going on with the shards around that?
No.
Well, I'll put the staff away then. I'll go find her myself then. I'll try and like stumble out, like grabbing onto the side of the rock wall and like trying to leave the cave.
Don't recommend it.
You hear
spread my wings up.
You hear a sound sort of like the finale of a fireworks show, and somewhere in the distance there's a large orange-red plume.
All right, I'm gonna head in that direction. I'll like stumble out of the cave and kind of let my wings go out. Wait, it's in the middle of a storm. This is a really bad idea, and try and fly up.
Bye.
You're just gonna let him fly off? Okay. Albert, you get maybe 20 feet. Roll an athletics check.
All right.
Or acrobatics, rather.
All right.
A 23. Yeah, the wind buffets you around. You just barely avoid getting smacked into an outcropping. But you're flying off. Not well, but you're flying. I believe flying in high winds, though, you have to end your turn. If you're not using magical flight, you have to end your turn on the ground. So you go some distance. How far off the ground are you?
Not far. I don't think I have the physical strength to actually get.
So yeah, you're sort of like trying to get forward, but you get a good 30 feet or 60 feet if you're sprinting, before the wind pulls your wings out, and you just skid to a stop in the rocky mud.
So that was a really bad idea. I'll just try and like not really climb, but I guess if the cliff face is like steep enough, like with one hand resting on the rock, just slowly make my way over there, because I assume that's where the ships are.
There's a crash of lightning, and that illumination sort of shows you the landscape. there are no ships anywhere near you, or no wrecks anywhere near you, and you can now clearly see the night sky is obstructed by this silvery interdiction field.
Fuck. I'll make my way back to the cave. If I can't see the wrecks from here, I have to wait till the storm clears up.
Constance, some 10 minutes after he left, Albert manages to drag himself back into the cave. You are muted.
And nothing.
Top hat, you're muted.
Your second watch. I'm checking my powers. Oh, we can't be fucked.
Albert, would you like to take a short rest?
Is that all I can take?
I mean, you can take a long rest, but yours is going to take 8 hours.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 8. Constance is about 2 hours into hers at this point. And so hers will be done in 2 hours. Yours would be done in 8.
Mine takes a full time. I'm just conscious for more of it.
No.
Gotcha.
Meditation is 4 hours.
4 hours of not being asleep. It doesn't say that your long rest is shorter. It's a flavor thing. It's not a mechanical thing.
Oh,
I thought it was.
Mike Merrills has answered this on Twitter.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
Then you can totally take a long rest, and it's just gonna be a overall 10 hours for the two of you.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that then.
All right. And I'm gonna make some rolls. Okay. So I assume Albert just sort of passes out, and then when Constance needs to sleep, she when Constance needs to sleep, she wakes Albert up to take watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So, Albert, Constance goes to sleep, and you are left leaning painfully against the wall of this cavern, looking out. And maybe a couple hours in, you hear the sound of an airship drawing near.
The fire. I immediately go and stomp out the fire.
Okay.
If it's still going.
All right.
And I'll look. I'll peek. I'll kind of draw my cloak over myself and move to the entrance to the cave and look out to see if I can see it above us.
Yeah. Not too far off. There's a galleon with searchlights peering down at the ground, doing regular sweeps. And as it draws close, one of the lights sweeps directly over the cavern entrance. But you manage to pull yourself out of sight in time, and it moves past.
Okay. So, no more fires. I look over Constance's unconscious form, and I'll go back to keeping watch. You can see the kind of stress is clear in his eyes.
All right. What you presume is the morning comes, but with the interdiction field, everything has that sort of twilight look to it.
Okay.
But it is still raining, and a bitter cold has set in. You each gain the benefits of a long rest, but you are starting the day with a single level of exhaustion.
About that.
This fucks.
Where's the ability? I'm spending 14 points at the start of the day.
All right.
Oh, this is fucked.
Restore vigor. As an action, you can touch one creature and choose one of the following. Remove any reductions to one of its ability scores, remove one effect that reduces its hit point maximum, or reduce its exhaustion level by 1. Perfect! What is that? What's that like? You know, you wake up shivering and soaked.
Yeah, so I think you see blue, cold fingers, and you just see the zap of lightning over the hand, and just watch the color return.
Nice. Do you have any rations on you?
Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah,
Okay,
we weren't
so
expecting this to happen.
You're gonna either want to forage or come up with something quickly, or else you're gonna just regain that later in the day. But we're nearing the end of the hour, so I think now as you look out into the stormy wastes surrounding Sutter Jail, now is a good time for us to take our first break. So,
all right.
We're gonna step away for about 5 minutes. No break music tonight because tech is being a little weird. Greybeard's Tavern, wonderful timing. Thank you for the host. We're about to go on a short break. But as a reminder, I am running a giveaway tonight. You will earn Streamlad's loyalty points just by watching the stream. And you can spend those, the little icon in the bottom right of the corner, for up to 2 entries to tonight's giveaway. I will, at the end of the episode, pick from those, or roll randomly and draw from those to select one person who will get to pick any one of my sets on Roll20, and they will get it for free. So that's the deal. So we're going to step away and be right back. See you in a little bit. 2 of episode 20 of Unfettered. As we come back from our commercial break, we see Albert sitting in a dark, dingy prison cell. The one that we actually saw him in episode 1 back in Sutter Jail.
Scowl, yeah.
There's a scent of mildew on the air, and we can maybe hear a rat scurrying around somewhere not too far away. And Albert, what are you doing?
I mean, I think at the moment he's kind of feverish looking. Like he's got sweat dripping down his forehead. He's gotten infected by one of the one of the diseases that spreads around the prisons, and you see his eyes kind of half-lidded, staring into the dark corner at the top of his cell, mumbling to himself.
Yeah, you're somewhat gaunt, and like visibly sickly. And then, this the rat that we heard before, you see it scurry into your cell. And your eyes, swivel down, and you see this thing.
Be gone.
It looks up and squeaks and sniffs and moves a little closer.
I said, get out of here. I helplessly flail my gaunt, thin arm.
Yeah, you just swing it a little forward, and it scurries backwards, and it looks back at you for a moment before turning around and leaving. And now, alone in your cell, your vision swims a little. Looking toward the corner of your cell, it's like the space there is sort of slowly rotating around itself.
Could have come to this. I thought I was going to do something. I thought I could stop all of this. And he kind of falls backwards, kind of trying to move away from the swirling. And then back up against the bars. Stay away.
The portion of space in the center of this swirl turns pitch black, almost like an orb of something. And from it you vaguely hear Oblivion.
Who are you?
Who are you?
What's going on? Are you... Are you some kind of Grim Reaper? You finally come to finish me off?
Finish.
Is this fate?
Fate is grim.
What?
The orb grows in size, and inside of it you see these points that can only be described as even darker. They shine almost. They glow with how dark they are. But you can see them clearly as if they were, stars in the sky. All things. All comes here.
I've gone mad. Stark raving.
Stark raving. Fate.
Albert reaches his hand out towards the stars as if to like grab them.
Yeah, and we see this now sideways shot as the orb grows, and the bricks of the prison begin to like descend individually into this vortex. Space in front of Albert's hand begins to warp, and then Albert's hand itself like stretches out toward the orb. Become Oblivion. Or become hate. What does Albert do?
He's still half laughing. Become Oblivion. Become hate. No. No. I don't accept your pact, but you'll give me your power anyways. And he just reaches his hand out even further and grabs at whatever the orb is.
Yeah, and Albert's hand comes to rest on this sphere, and the prison itself stops descending into the abyss and holds. And there's sort of a tinkling, cracking sound, and the orb rapidly shrinks in Albert's hand, and you are standing in your cell with your hand outstretched, still gaunt, and looking down at the edge of your cell, you see 10 of these rats, sharp, hungry mouths looking in at you.
I kind of look at them. So I'm standing now. I was sitting down before, but now I'm on my feet. You see Albert kind of give this like smile, and his skin starts to crack and flake, like spreading out from his eyes, and you see the power start to flow through him. I said, "Get out of here!" And he punches down with his fist. It seems like a ridiculous thing to like punch a rat, but you see just this molten energy covering his hand as he reaches out for them.
And with that, our like camera view flakes away like ash, and we see the two of you standing at the mouth of this cave. It is presumably the morning, though, as previously described, it is hard to tell. What do you do?
I have to find Bethany.
All right, good. How are you going to do that?
I don't know. The spyglass isn't working, and the communicators. Have you tried them?
Yeah, they're just like inside that place.
Well, first things first. Oh, during the night, a ship passed by with spotlights.
Well, we should move.
Yes. We should be careful, though. But if they're looking, I can't tell. Are they looking for us, or are they looking for other survivors?
Both?
There's
I
no
mean,
way
this-
they'd send in an entire frigate after just 2 people.
Well, I mean, it depends if they saw our faces.
Too many questions.
Do remember, we've done more than that before. I mean,
True.
we got imperators coming after us.
The last one.
I think. And I think I open my bag, like I pull out the Imperator's Club. Like, don't have food, but I've got a trophy.
Just gonna laugh. Wow. He went tumbling off of that ship easier than I expected. It's almost like he didn't have his sea legs, or his sky legs, I should say.
Yeah.
So,
How are we gonna get food?
we kill something and eat it?
Albert looks like a giant drumstick. No.
Constance just has, you see her drooling and stuff.
Welcome to
yes.
Unfettered, brought to you by Looney Tunes.
It's like Roadrunner or something.
Yeah.
As I look to see if I have any way of tracking within all of these different powers I have.
I mean,
All of these
let's be
powers, I
real.
can't even get a meal.
Every single party in every single D&D campaign is basically Wile E. Coyote.
Oh. You know what I remember? Still hasn't died yet? My loyal steed.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not with you at the moment, but you could summon your bat. Yeah.
Yeah. I summon up my bat.
There are a number of ships flying overhead somewhere.
Oh, true.
But yeah.
You can communicate with that thing for, what, up to a mile?
Yeah.
All right.
That might come in handy when we need a distraction later. Or to give Bethany flight.
Yeah, so I'll summon up my bat inside the cave. I'll go to the back of it and summon that forth.
All right. As before, the pit of blackness opens up in the cavern floor, and out of it climbs this large infernal bat.
I gotta get me one of those.
Well, I can tell you the process isn't worth the trouble it causes. And he's gonna kind of turn around. We need to move.
Right, yes.
And I think actually, Albert, you hear a whisper from the pit that opens up to allow your minion to come forth.
Mm-hmm.
All things.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we have this plan. I just cause a giant whirlwind, we gather all the birds into one spot on the ground.
That would cause a huge That would be very loud and obvious. If you did that, we'd be attracting all the ships within a fairly large radius. What kind of animals live in the hills?
Are you asking me?
No. I'm throwing the question out to whoever will answer. Another
Sit
voice.
there for a second. We look back on the previous rolls tonight. Animals.
Animals.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and try and roll a survival check to see if I know, or would that be nature?
Because Captain Survival Check knows, but
Oh wait, yeah, it might be nature. If it's nature, I can.
nature could do it. Yeah, a 20. Hot damn.
I have only a +1 in every int skill, but for whatever reason, I roll a 20 every single time I use one.
My first question is, why does Crispy know anything about the wildlife out here? Or why does Albert know anything about the wildlife out here?
Because he's a traveler. He's been everywhere, talked to everyone. It's not a formal training, and it's not the same as living in a place for a long period of time. But he's been to hundreds of different biomes. He's been all over the place. He has some general idea of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe at some point
delivering some mail and someone talking about goat meat from the Sutter Gowl Crags.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we get like a brief flashback of young Albert Visara in the background clearly pickpocketing someone as he hands them their letter and being like, thank gods. Well, if the shipment gets here soon, we won't have to eat any more craggy mountain goat.
Well, best of luck with that, sir. We'll be on our way. Yeah.
My thanks. Here, and he like reaches back into his pocket and pulls out a gold coin for your troubles.
Yep. Thanks. And he takes it, and then you see Visara like grab like a whole pouch of gold coins off of someone, put them into her bag. I guess, and that's probably where the flashback ends.
Yeah.
I faintly remember. I know that there's some goats in regions like these.
Oh, good. Goat. Goat's fine. Let's find a goat. I say that and I clap my hands.
All right. Would you like to?
Oh, I know
hunt
how.
for some goat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up the spyglass and just like take a view of like the surrounding area around us and see if there's any goats around. Just take like a wild fucking guess.
Roll a d20.
All right.
Just a flat d20.
Just a flat d20.
Line of sight rules. Wait.
Roll a fate die. There are no goats near you, and again, as you start moving into terrain some distance away, it all becomes swirly and vague.
Swirly and vague. Story of my life.
I think I can outrun a goat.
Okay.
These are thought processes that go through my head. Like, can I chase down a goat while flying through the air?
Constance has decided to become a cheetah.
Constance has been a cat, and therefore could easily have been a cheetah this entire time.
Yeah, so
it
turns out that Mystic can actually be any class, and so Constance is now going to be a druid.
You forgot. Mystic can be any class.
There is actually a way
but better.
for me to get minor shapeshifting.
Of course there is, because Mystic can do everything.
This is playtest content for you. So that pulled up nothing. Can I kind of stroke? I was going to stroke it in. It seems like we have to actually leave this cave.
Yeah, probably.
And search for things out there.
Well, we'll just stay hidden. You could do that, right?
Sure, yes. I can do that.
So,
we're gonna try and, I guess, like, stick amongst, like, the vegetation and, like, keep our cloaks pulled up over ourselves and, like, dive
while
behind
doing other things.
What kind of armor are you wearing, Albert?
Leather.
Okay. Then can I get stealth checks from both of you?
Alright.
I mean, sure.
Am I trained in this skill for once?
Nice.
Oh! It's a miracle.
Oh, it's weird. It's like I'm actually proficient in
God.
Albert, why? Albert, why?
He...
All right.
I can't roll. I can't roll for things that I'm actually trained in. Only things that I'm not trained in.
So you're creeping through the brush, attempting to track down some goats. In order to do hunting, you will need to make a survival check. I recommend one player does that and the other assists.
All right, you're doing it. I'm assisting.
Yeah. It's amazing what can happen when you just have to see an animal within 120 feet and it just falls over dead.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So
you
assisting
know.
gives you advantage.
Come on, let's get...
Much strong.
An 11.
Oh,
Nice.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
The 6.
Well, you can't believe this shit. You're creeping through the underbrush, and some distance away, you see, or after some time, you see a tree that has clearly had some kind of goat, like, rubbing its horns up against it. But at this point, as soon as a character sheet loads for me, Albert, I believe, is spotted out.
nice.
That's not how you do that roll. That is how you do that roll. Yep, by exactly the amount. You've come across this tree, and it's like, yes, finally, we have signs of food. And then there's a and does a 20 hit both of y'all's AC? The tree explodes. As a cannon from above fires down upon you, or several cannons rather, fire down upon you. You each take 33 bludgeoning damage.
What stance was I in last?
You were in the earth stance.
Sweet.
Which means you have resistance to that.
So I take 16.
And you may make an acrobatics check to avoid being tossed into a canyon somewhere.
All right. Let's see if I can make any checks. Nope.
Well, tonight's just not Albert's night.
I get the feeling that tonight's never.
I'm coming with you.
Yeah, at least you're going with. You don't take fall damage though, do you?
Depends. How far down is the canyon?
Let me roll some dice.
I mean, pretty much the answer is it either kills... The answer I want is it would kill Crispy.
Well, can't I... Couldn't I just flutter out my wings and slow my movement in the air?
That's what the acrobatics check would have been for. You had a chance to not fall and hurt yourself, and you are falling and hurting yourself. You were falling 60 feet.
60 feet. Yeah, no, that's not fast enough for me to...
Which I believe is 1d10 for every 10 feet above 10, right? So
Yep.
that's
And
5d10?
I think it's bludgeoning damage as well.
It is. But magical creatures do not get resistance or immunity to it. It's another 35.
Fun.
As you fall hard, I think you land on one of your arms, and there's a horrible crunch, and the rock that you landed on slices your shoulder open. And
Damn.
like a shower of rock shards from up above, from the explosion above, falls down on you, but does not hurt you any further. What do you do?
I instantly cast invisibility on... I'll do it at 3rd level and cast it on both of us, and fly as fast as possible from the place that we hit the ground.
All right, so you two are invisible. Albert, you're flying off, trying to get away. Constance, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll touch you because I think I have to touch you for the spell,
Yeah.
and I'll like pull you in the direction that I'm flying in, but I don't
Okay.
want to make any more noise than that.
I think I'm just gonna be like running alongside in that direction.
Okay. Can you make an athletics check to climb, Constance? Unless you would like to give yourself some form of flight, which I think you can do.
I can do that in many different ways.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. Wait. Oh. Should have used that. That would have saved us time. I'm just seeing ability after ability I should have used a minute ago.
Oh no.
Nice.
I should have teleported away from the cannonball with the defensive step.
Yeah.
We will do. I am activating a new power I got.
Psionic Mastery. Ooh.
Which gives me a pool of 9 temporary psi points, effectively, but they last all day.
Okay.
But from this pool, I can activate multiple concentration abilities at the same time, as long as it's within the 9.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I'm spending 5 of those points to activate Wind Form.
Okay. You know, flying speed of 60 feet. So does that make you faster than Albert?
Yes.
Okay, so you can keep up with him. He can pull you along just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you fly your 60 feet out of the ravine, and then that is, I believe, a round of movement for you, right, Albert?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to make a roll for the ship. Yeah, no. The dust settles, and up above you can see a large cog that appears to be outfitted as a vanguard. Half, like one of its broadsides, still smoking with cannon smoke, but it does not open fire a second time.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna like whisper to Constance. Should we try and board it?
I think at this point I just psychically send to him. Of course, they have food. We don't even have to kill anyone. We just take their food.
You're invisible.
Well, I was figuring if we got aboard their ship, we could get intelligence. We could steal their vessel. Wait, how are we gonna pilot it? We could take their
we
food.
can pilot it into the ground.
Fair.
We're having this psionic conversation as like Constance is just kind of starting to float towards it and pull in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and expend all of my fucking lay on hands right now to heal myself.
Okay.
And this explicitly does not remove my invisibility because it's neither an attack nor a spell.
That is true.
Or a saving throw.
Or a saving throw. Yeah.
Well, while we're going up there and we're buffing before we... no, we'll save that till we're actually on the ship.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
So you are flying up to go try and
the ship.
board this ship, which is
That just fired on us. Yeah.
a cog. Okay.
How many people are on a cog?
A number of people.
How many people does it take to pilot a cog? That's my question.
Yeah,
Another number of people.
I'm pulling up ship rules.
Alright.
I'm trying to set up a map for y'all. So hey chat, how's it going? How are you? Hope you're not getting fired on by airships. That would kind of suck.
It kind of makes your day a lot worse. Fun fact.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, just like small thing.
20 to crew and can hold an additional 20. I mean, I've killed that many in a round before.
Oh no, I wasn't saying like, oh fuck, we've got to kill those people. Oh fuck, we can't pilot a 2-person at all.
Oh
Can
no.
you-
Makes
can
me
you not?
sad. No, you need. Well, we agreed on like skeleton crew rulings, like half people.
There's something. The rules specifically says, I think it's if you're under half your crew, then you have half movement. If you're under a quarter of the crew, then you only get 1 movement bonus or regular action or reaction each round.
Oh, okay. So we can barely move it.
Yes.
And if we factor in, oh well, that wouldn't matter at all actually. I could spend our 1 action around doing the thing. Let's move again instead of moving normally. Anyways,
yeah, instead of moving normally.
So we're as we like near up. I'm gonna ask Constance again. We're still mentally sending at this point, basically, right?
Oh yeah.
So Constance, are you going to open up with another one of those your specialties?
Oh, I think that'd be fun. You got the captain?
I can take down the cat.
Just like old times.
All right.
Just about set up. Except that Roll20 is slow. So.
Though it would also be funny if we go in through one of the gun ports, turn the cannon around, and shoot inside the ship.
But we want to fly this ship.
Oh, right. Why?
Because we can get a better advantage.
True.
And drop.
And
constant.
possibly we could start the ship moving in the direction of another ship and try and crash them together.
And drop Albert. All right.
Got some points.
Where are you landing on? The ship?
The wheel. I'm gonna try and land right next to the captain, basically coming in hot and just stabbing the fuck out of him.
Okay.
So look for whoever's shouting orders and
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Are you fucking? All right. I assist Constance's perception check because we're presently in mental communication with each other.
Okay. All right.
oh my god, why have you been making all the perception checks?
Me?
A 13. Yeah, no, there's a lot of yelling going around.
Who's the fanciest?
There is somebody at the helm, though.
You know what? Close enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
Also, the helm gives us a choke point.
Yeah. Oh, this is a lot of ships.
Should only see 1.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Because this is
It may load
wait, is
multiple at first, but yes.
Yeah, it's like one ship but multiple decks, right?
Yes. Well, no. This map is multiple ships, but you should only see 1 right now because of dynamic lighting.
Yeah. Okay.
Shut up, Firefox.
No, it's not. I can see all of them.
I mean, the stream can only see 1, so that's fine.
All right, fair enough.
I only see 1.
So we're
I'm
only using
special.
the 1 right now. This is just a ship. This is a page I have with multiple ships on it.
This is just generic ship combat page.
Kind of. Fun fact is, this was actually originally the map that I set up when you were doing the Siege of Dun Simic, in case you fought those ships, and hilariously, now you're fighting those ships.
Yeah. So I guess that preparation wasn't wasted. All right.
Yeah.
So we're swooping the
Before
fuck
combat starts, while flying up here, were there other ships close? Or are they kind of just all going in different directions?
They're all around, sweeping.
Okay. But they're not, like, flying in formation.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna we're flying in now. I think Okay, what do you think, Top Hat? Should I cast haste on myself before we enter combat, or just go for it without it?
I mean, if you don't cast haste, that gives me advantage when I swing as well from it. We're going in from surprise.
Oh, right. I'll leave invisibility on then. And okay, so as we swoop in, as a bonus action, I use Channel Divinity to do the smitey thingy, and I'm gonna go ahead and make an attack roll against that Keel guy.
Well,
or
we're
the
gonna
guy
need to get some initiative.
Oh, are we?
I mean, you're coming in invisible, so you will go first, but we need to get some initiative going.
Oh, right.
So
Okay, I do have my
I'm just
tokens
gonna
selected.
roll for the ship. So
Wow,
roll
fucking hell.
1d20 plus 12. Ship is going on 17. Remember to only give the word desert one S, because this is the ISS Desert Terror, not the ISS Desert Terror.
Desert Terror. I think the ISS Desert Terror is a great name.
You know what it gets renamed if we're leading with it, right?
Oh
Yes. You're gonna need to put that S back in there.
no. Roll initiative for this guy. Roll
Fucking
initiative
shit.
for this guy. And I believe the crew will just act on the ship's turn. And they have AC 14, right? I think it's
Yes, I think
standard
so.
AC 14 and then +4 to hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like super basic.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so
Okay, so Constance is going first.
are we getting our surprise round?
Yeah, you can take a surprise round, so you can both go.
Okay.
Alright, so do I just mark the other dude?
Yeah, you go for the guy in the middle of the ship.
Alright. Constance goes for the center of the ship with her increased movement in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go to here. Lands and how many points do I'm missing hit points. I'm just going to animate weapon for 7.
Do you have advantage because you're invisible?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
That's why I'm doing this instead of whirlwinding right off the bat.
Right. All right. Let's see this massive crit. I mean, 25 hits. Yeah.
It's a 16 and a 16. Wow, incredible.
So that's 7d10 from animate weapon, d6 from weapon, d8 from psionic, and 6 from other stuff.
51 damage. That's a lot. Yeah, your sword erupts out of this guy's chest. And he coughs up a thick glob of blood onto the deck. Swings around, turns, looking for his attacker. You're visible now, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm floating above the deck.
Mm-hmm. Albert, what are you doing to this guy up above?
I'm stabbing him.
All right.
Full force. Let's go.
Stab away.
It's advantage because I'm attacking from invisibility.
Indeed.
And let's
Quite.
fucking go. Wow, what the fuck?
A 12 does not hit. Your rapier bites into the wood of the wheel over this guy's shoulder as he steps back in surprise, seeing Constance appear on the deck.
Yeah.
And
But
Constance.
the good news is
oh,
that
you have a second attack.
I've got
right?
extra attack.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You stab over the other shoulder.
How?
I mean, it's rolling correctly.
I know, but how?
You
How
just
do you have such bad?
rolled 2 3s.
I mean, I managed to get the 5 with advantage earlier, but
Yeah. You aren't invisible anymore. And Constance, it is your turn.
all right.
Your sword is sticking out of this guy's back.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
You kind of need that sword.
I mean, it technically returns to me. eventually.
Yeah. What you gonna do?
Well, I can't. There's no representation for crew, but where is
Crew
I think
is
it's right here.
crew is damage.
No.
Yeah, but I can't AoE and hurt them all.
You
No,
can if
we
it
made
deals
the rules all
damage.
weird for that.
I mean, I can't whirlwind and knock them off because in a way that makes sense.
That's true. You can't throw them off the ship.
So wait, I'm clicking this
Okay.
just to get the text.
Psychic Crush. Benefit cube, psychic energy. Each creature in the area.
So-
yeah.
Constance jumps back
Mhm.
and just, whooshes, like, looks like she almost like flies off the ship and then lands back here before I activate that power.
So you go 20 by 20. So like this.
It's gonna hit both of them.
Oh, I see. You're going out to
Instead of
here.
20.
And then, okay. Nice, yeah. And then let's say half of that. Oh crap! How many 5x5 cubes are in a 20-foot cube? 5? 4. 4.
4 by. Or wait, 5 by 5?
4.
Yeah.
Yep.
25 cubes.
4.
Yeah.
Shit. 25 cubes, you say? All right, we'll say half of that is crew. Roughly.
All right.
So
And,
roll your 8d8. 32 damage. Wow. Okay.
And I'm down to 43, and I use my bonus action thing to get my.
I think you're hurting the ship too, actually.
Yes.
So the ship's gonna take its
Wait, is it not immune to psychic damage?
it is psychic
It's a-
damage. Okay, it's psychic damage, not force damage. Then yes.
It's funny because there's a lot of things like constructed things that are actually not immune to psychic damage.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, otherwise, you've got a bard, and suddenly they can't do anything. But hey.
But yeah, so the crew is going to take that. So half of 25 rounded down, that's 12. So 32 times 12 is a lot. What does this ability look like?
I believe last time we described it, it's Constance kind of just holds out her hand, and everything in the area looks like it's just shaking. And nothing's really getting damaged, but everyone inside of it starts like collapsing and in pain because there's a high chance that they're about to get stunned.
It's an int save. Okay, so that's what's your save DC?
17,
17. That's a fail.
I think. Should be 17.
That's
Yeah.
a nat 20. Okay, so this one fails and takes the full 32. The one right next to you, which so far has taken 0 damage, succeeds and takes half damage for 17.
16.
16?
Random.
16. You're correct. And then we get a final save for the crew. Who's gonna roll an int save? Get a natural 1. So you
Take
this
that.
wave goes out
Stunned.
and all of the crew just topples to the deck.
Is that the equivalent to the ship getting stunned?
Or
Or is this also
no,
a ghost
you
ship?
dealt more than 300 crew damage. So you killed the entire crew.
What the fuck?
Except
So the
for
wave goes out and like all the crew, like someone falls off the rigging,
yeah, except for these 2 people that you're fighting.
and one of them's on the ground anyways because he's stunned.
Yeah, that would be this one over here is now stunned.
Fun.
Wowza. Okay, yeah. So it's the ship's turn. It can take one type of action this round because it's at less than a quarter of its crew. And it's going to pitch. So make a dexterity saving throw to stay on the ship.
Yep.
Or shift. I believe it's 10 feet over.
I made that's an 11, so that was definitely not
13.
Nope. You each shift 10 feet away. Albert is going to fall off of the ship. Constance is going to stop here.
That's fine, you fly.
He does.
True.
And you're gonna fly, I think, before your turn shows up. So.
Yeah.
All right. It is the this guy's turn, and he's freaking out because the entire crew just died, and then, you know, 2 rapier attacks went over his shoulders. So he's gonna turn around and attack Constance once with a crit for 9 slashing damage. And then a second time with a 19! Does that hit?
Yes.
For 4 piercing damage.
I'm looking if I am... which damage types I have resistance to.
I think it's bludgeoning, slashing, and cold.
Is this one? It is cold, fire, lightning, and bludgeoning. So not this.
Okay, neither of them.
So
you take the
9 and
full
4,
13. 13 total.
which I have temp HP, so it's 8.
Albert, it is your turn. You are plummeting through the sky. This is not how you thought you would die. What do you do?
I fly up back on the ship because it didn't move.
Yep.
I just want to make this clear. It didn't move. It just pitched.
Yep.
So I just fly back up.
It turned.
Yeah, it turns. So I just fly back up onto it.
Okay.
And stab this guy.
Sounds good. You can't move that far. You can get just this far.
All right.
Yeah, that's close enough.
That's stabbing distance.
It is.
Hold on, sorry, my character sheet is in the way at the moment.
I'll move you down. There you go.
Thanks, friend.
Handled.
All right. Now let's see if I can ever hit a single attack roll.
Can you? Does a 17 hit? Yes.
And I'll go ahead and expend. Oh right, I remember earlier I'd already spent my channel divinity, so this is just gonna be 2d10 plus some damage.
2d10 for what?
Channel divinity.
Poison damage.
Gotcha.
Poison damage.
20 poison damage. Okay, yeah. Your rapier pierces this guy's abdomen, and he coughs, and then looks down in horror as this like black, sort of veiny substance spreads across his torso.
All right. I'm gonna stab him again, and I want to make this clear that I'm trying to knock this guy unconscious and not kill him.
Okay. So you clock him against the head with pommel. All right.
14 damage.
Yeah. Oh, was he already down with that first one, or?
Nope.
Okay. So 14 more damage.
Spending anything on that?
I'll use a first level to smite him. Get this over with as quickly as possible.
Oh, did you get
Yeah.
is there the level 11 thing where you get?
Yeah. That's why my attacks are doing damage. Why is
You
this only
swing the guard of your rapier into this guy's forehead, and down he goes.
Wait,
Is that being calculated improperly? Hold on, let me see.
it's saying plus. Roll it again because you might have rolled 4 twice.
Yeah.
No, that's finesse plus 3.
Oh, right. Okay, here. I hadn't set the number of d8s.
Gotcha.
There we go. So Can I just count those 2d8s as the 2 sets of radiant damage that would have been in the original attacks?
Yeah. So don't spend the smite damage.
All right.
Or the
Great.
smite slot, because that's more than enough. This guy is hella out.
Out as fuck.
And then it's this other guy's turn. He does nothing because he's stunned.
Yeah.
Constance, it's your turn.
I walk to the front of the ship. Is it
No.
dex saves that they automatically mess up when they're stunned? Is that one of the ones?
Is no longer
Drink.
stunned because his turn has happened.
I think it's until the end of.
Oh, it's
Until the end of my turn.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of abilities are that way so that you gain advantage on your next thing.
Right.
Mystic,
That's so good.
Mystic. Everybody loves
Like, monks do that
Mystic.
as well. This is not just...
Yeah, true.
That is not the
I
direction
believe
of
stunned
stun.
is dex saves.
Right.
You see,
Either way, I
conditions,
wanna zap him.
Stunned. You're not going to pitch the ship and throw him off. That's what I thought you were going to do.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be really.
Automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
Yeah.
Have 27 lightning damage.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you spell fucking dead?
Not like however you spell this guy's name, because he's not dead.
What? Okay.
But a smell of cooking hair comes out of his armor. And it's the Desert Terror's turn. Nothing happens. It's the
Surprise, surprise.
It's that guy's turn. Nothing happens. Albert.
I jump over and I stab him.
Okay.
His son is over.
Yeah. Oh well.
Roll the hit. Let me double check
Damn.
AC. Yeah, so what does this look like?
So Albert just leaps off the railing, his wings like unfurling and catching air, and he just glides in and stabs the guy through the eye socket, and pulls his rapier out. And you realize, and you notice now, like unlike in the past where he would always have to like channel his power, you see his skin is like faintly cracked, and like wisps of like, you see like wisps of like ashy like flakes of his skin fly off, and they kind of like burn up in the light. And his rapier is constantly covered in that same reddish glow.
Fucking sick, dude. Yeah, and you have successfully commandeered the ISS Desert Terror.
I think, yeah, first thing you see is Constance finding paint and going to the side of the ship, little carrot with an S on it.
And as Albert, you go back up to the aft deck, to this officer slumped at the wheel, and you look out over the ruined landscape. Just a short ways away, you see smoke rising toward the sky. And we are going to take our second break here. So,
While we steal some rations.
as a reminder, I'm going to be a little bit of a broken record tonight because this is our first time doing giveaway stuff. But as a reminder, we are doing a giveaway tonight. As you watch the stream, you will earn Streamlabs loyalty points, which you can spend in the little icon in the bottom right to enter into a giveaway. At the end of the stream, I will randomly determine one of the people who entered to receive any one set of mine that's on Roll20 that you would like to have. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at that. But in the meantime, we're going to step away for a couple minutes. Be right back. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to part 3 of episode 20 of Unfettered. The three of you have commandeered the ISS, what was previously the ISS Desert Terror and has now promptly been renamed to the ISS Desert Terror. What do you do?
All
right.
So Constance goes, you see her just go down the deck and like starts you see her like grab a random like clipboard and start like acting like she's writing on it. She's just scribbling on the paper. Yes. Cannonballs. Check. Where's the food? Where's the food?
Yeah, there are some food stores. You can find them, no problem.
Okay.
If not, I was gonna start checking people's individual bunks. You know, get the food, like walk back home, hand some to Albert, walk back down.
And Albert.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to?
Right. What I'm gonna do. So I walk back up to the deck. I see the smoke in the distance, but I make a judgment call. I walk over to the guy slumped over the railing and just like slap him across the face to wake him up.
Okay, you kill him. Wait, no. Go ahead and roll medicine.
I mean,
Fucking kidding me? Okay.
I
No.
can get him up if you need to.
Yeah, there you go. He's
Hey.
awake.
That was a
Whoa,
highly practiced doctor slap.
He vomits a little.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like grab him by the collar and thrash him against the railing. Now you're gonna tell me exactly what you know about the situation you're in. Or you're gonna risk a hell of a lot more than just a vomiting on the deck. You understand me?
You're mad, Captain Vessinger.
It's been a long time since someone's called me that. Most of the time they take the shorter option and call me traitor. Tell me. Have they found a girl? Have they found a woman?
He spits in your face.
Wipes it off. Slap him again.
Roll intimidation.
Alright. Wow, what the fuck?
What? You have one job, Crispy.
It's not rolling dice.
Wow. You know, you have this fancy thing called inspiration. Okay, so if you're new to the stream, if you haven't been watching Unfettered since episode 1, we decided really early on that inspiration, especially in an RP-focused campaign, is kind of a little lame because either you forget to give it out or as a player you feel the need to hold on to it for that one important moment, and so you never end up using it, sort of like Phoenix Down in every single Final Fantasy game ever made. And so in order to avoid this, we decided to move toward not having a cap on inspiration, which fortunately the character sheets in Roll20 let us do. So these two lovely people have been accruing inspiration at the end of these fantastic, wonderfully role-played sessions, and yet, Crispy has decided on multiple occasions.
Low right now.
Yeah, we're
Are you
we're
running low?
I didn't get an
I
inspiration
have one
last
or two
session.
left.
Okay.
I've got one.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I'm at 2.
He's not
I
intimidated.
used 6 last session.
He's not saying anything.
He's not saying anything?
The Empire will see you dead.
I think at this point, we're going to see Constance walking up onto the deck carrying like a barrel on her back and walking to the front of the ship. Ka-thunk! Walk back down.
It would seem that you and I have different interpretations about what's going to happen. Your Empress will be killed. Your Empire will fall. And this world will not be destroyed by the actions of fools. Now, I'm going to give you a chance. Tell me what you know. Perhaps you can make it out of, well, whatever happens next.
Go ahead and roll intimidation again.
What the fuck? Can I spend my inspiration?
No, you cannot spend inspiration after you have made a roll.
Damn it. Forgot to do it again.
I may die here. But I know what I've done. And I know your days are numbered.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna like grab him by the collar again, like bring him close. Have you seen the arcane lately? Have you seen the roiling redness underneath this world? That's not just some superficial change. Our world is coming apart at the seams every second. So every second I spend here wasting my time talking to you is a second this world falls apart because no one's doing anything to stop it from doing that.
Look, if you're going to kill me, Just get it over with.
I think you hear come up from the, like, below the decks. Ha! You think he kills you? Clunk.
Look, I don't want to have to kill a military man for nothing. I understand, if anything, you've been fooled by the people that command you, but I ask you, I have to know. Not just anyone out there, it's my daughter. I'm going to roll a...
Appealing to his humanity. Okay. So you're asking if he's seen anyone out there?
Yeah.
The fleet came on 2 wrecks last night and shelled them. We've been having trouble finding the 3rd.
The 3rd ship, what was it? Which one?
Not sure. One of the 3 shot down yesterday evening before the rest got away.
Do you know if it was the flagship?
I couldn't tell. There wasn't much left when we were finished with the other 2.
Albert's gonna like pick the guy up, like brush off his shoulders a little bit, and then knock him unconscious and tie him up and put him under the deck.
Okay.
And then you just pass Constance walking back up with another barrel.
Oh, right. We're like black powdering. We're gonna have to carry around his undead body, his unconscious body.
I mean, we could carry the undead one. That'd be easier. Walk up, clunk.
Just slowly building like a pyramid of explosive barrels in the center of the deck.
Yeah.
So pouring some alcohol across them.
Yeah.
Taking a swig.
I'll just take a swig. Yeah. I'll slump him against the deck. Constance, I need to see I need to see those 2 wrecks.
All right. You know what's a great distraction? Exploding things.
But
into other things.
If we blow up our ship, we don't have a ship.
We can both fly.
It's faster to fly a ship. All right. I guess that
look
works.
at like how this is like trudging like 20 feet.
I will remind you that and actually it can go 6 times. It can go 120 feet in a round right now.
Yeah.
So can I.
I will remind you that you did see a plume of smoke not too far.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like shake my head and then start moving the ship in the direction of the plume of smoke. Constance can prepare blowing up the ship. I'm gonna go check this out while we still have it.
Wait, but if they notice we're out of position, they might fire on us early.
Well, I'll make something up. I'm good at that.
I think you see Constance walking up the stairs with the guy tied up and puts him next to all the explosives.
Give him a little pat on the
Walks
head.
back down the stairs.
Alright. So you fly toward the small plume of smoke.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple minutes later, you come over a ridge and you can see a blasted out ravine where one of the ships from yesterday's combat crashed in and sort of rearranged the geography a little bit.
Yeah.
The ship itself is completely destroyed. It has been broken up into multiple pieces. The aft, which presumably hit first, the foredeck, which presumably hit first, has completely disintegrated into bits and bobs of wood, and the midship and the aft deck have completely separated from each other and are sitting similarly collapsed in various
What
points.
size ship is it?
Yeah, what size ship is it?
Quite large.
Can I make some kind of check to see if I recognize it as which ship it is?
Roll a int check.
All right. It makes literally no difference which check I make. So, oh, nothing.
It's in too much disrepair. You can't tell.
Constance, do you know what ship this is?
Don't look at that. What you have to look at is, see, you've got all the ships have little flavors. You just have to pick them up when you go by.
You just have to go nearby and then lick it.
This is what we teach all the dragoons. You pick the ships that's got the fanciest railing.
Roll an int check, Constance.
Judging the ship off of its railing. I see. Before we set out, I looked at all the railings.
All right, a 15
and that
is
ship's railing is
a 15 is good enough. I'm not gonna have your conversation end with actually suggesting he lick the railing. And looking at it, yeah, the bits scattered around. You see a little bit of the flag stuck in a wispy tree, and it is the remains of the ISS Dauntless.
that was
the flagship.
That was Bethany's flagship. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna fly the ship that we're piloting down, and I'm gonna depart and go down and look about the wreckage to see if I can see anyone.
All right. Constance, make a perception check. Albert, make an investigation check.
All right.
Hey, look at this inspiration point that I no longer have.
All right. Investigation. Boop. Oh, that was not supposed to. Oh, it didn't. It was just bad.
All right. Neither of you find anything. Albert, you go to the remains of the midship and poke around, and we as an audience get only a brief view, but it is a grisly sight. Many of the crew members were moored to avoid falling out of the cannon ports, but thusly being attached to the ship were crushed, either by the impact or rolling cannons or who knows. And while some of them may have had swift deaths, many others clearly did not. But you do not recognize Bethany amongst them.
Okay. I'm gonna look down. She's not here.
Good. So
At this point, Albert's gonna sit down cross-legged and roll up his sleeve, and then like put his hands once again in a meditative position, and attempt to commune with fate.
Okay. Roll a. Let's see. Religion is an int check. Roll insight.
All right.
Unless
Well,
are you
really-
trained? Have you trained religion?
No,
Okay, then yeah, roll
I've
insight.
trained none of this. Man, this is BM. All right, I'm spinning.
This is BM.
I mean, I was a fucking traveler. Why do I have to roll my worst skill for this? Oh, that wasn't with advantage though.
All right. Okay, roll it again. Even worse. So Albert descends into meditation, or at least attempts to. Constance, what are you doing?
So I think I'm like prepping the incredibly undercrewed ship, making sure that our captive is tied up properly and kind of getting things ready and being like, she's not here. She has 8 hours of wandering at least around here. So best way of saying she's not alone is some big explosions. Just saying.
Albert, you finally manage to shake off your frustration and sink into a meditative state. And as you open your eyes, you open them on an endless darkness. And before you is a figure all in white with no discernible facial features. Hello, Albert. You have returned.
It's the gatekeeper, I presume.
Indeed. And it inclines its head.
Let me ask you, why is it that I keep running into you at my worst times?
I am only here to help.
Is your definition of help raising a city? You have your organization has the resources it needs to open a portal. Why did it sacrifice so many?
The organization I belong to is the organization of heaven. Those mortals who acted on your earth, while they may have sought to bring my solace and those of my kin to your world, those actions were the actions of mortals.
So you're too perfect to pull such a faulty stunt. I see how it is. So, gatekeeper, what help do you have for me?
You appear distressed. What do you need?
I'm searching for my daughter. Things are bad. At any moment we could be found or potentially attacked again, and the same goes for her.
You are seeking.
Yes.
Yes. Then I cannot assist you. However, and they turn their head over to the side, and another figure comes into view, also lacking facial features, but with these sort of sharp ridges along the top of the head. Steps forward with their hands in an odd position, palms together, fingers closed, but thumbs pointing forward and back.
Yeah.
I am Kushiel, the Seeker.
Greetings, Kushiel.
If you ask it of me, I will find.
What's the cost?
Salvation has no cost. Salvation is the reward.
These people are these things seem way too selfless. Albert looks eyes it very suspiciously, but ultimately thinks about you see him kind of turn his face down and look down into the endless void beneath him. All right. Please help me find my daughter.
You already have.
What?
And the vision fades away from you, like ink dripping into water. And as you look ahead, you are climbing the stairs to the wrecked aft deck of the ship. What remains of the ISS Dauntless. And laying at the helm, supported by several shattered beams, is the bruised and broken form of Admiral Bethany Vessinger.
No. Bethany. Bethany. I hurry over and grab her shoulders. Is she breathing?
Not that you can see, no. She does not respond.
Bethany, Bethany. I'm gonna go ahead and you see, that same reddish light coalesce on his hand as he tries to heal her wounds. Go ahead and test. Oh right, don't have cure wounds. Forgot about that.
And you used all of your lay on hands.
You forgot the most important rule. Always save 1 point.
Fuck. All right. Well, I guess I can do literally nothing. Constance, get over here.
Just hop down, like, run over.
Constance, please. Try and heal her. I don't know if she's breathing. I can't tell if she's alive. Please.
I look at her. How dead is she?
She's really dead. Looking at her, there's like a horrible purple bruise from like on her neck from where it went too far in the crash.
Alright. So she's a little past my healing.
No! I won't accept this. I'm gonna. I go. You see him once again. That kind of reddish light call up from his hands, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and in mechanics cast Revivify. But you see him place his hands against her body again, and that same kind of reddish light covers his form.
Yeah, and echoing from the cracks in your body and resounding in your mind, you hear, "All things."
No!
Everything comes here.
Give my daughter back to me.
You feel a hand on your shoulder.
I turn to look.
Towering above you is the graceful, bony figure of Raziel.
What price do I have to pay? What do I have to do?
Albert, all your life has been a price. You have given and not received. I am the gatekeeper. This is a gate that I can open for you.
What cost?
I ask nothing, but that you walk the path you are on already, that you see it to its end, and when a time comes for you to open a door, you will open it.
Albert looks us down. I will open whatever door it is that lies in my way.
Very well. Raziel leans down, and Constance, you can't see this at all. You see Albert having a conversation to the air, but for Albert, Raziel leans down, their awkwardly long limbs reaching out toward Bethany, and it caresses her cheek. And there's a gasp.
Bethany?
Albert?
And Albert's just gonna grab her and hug her with all of his strength.
You're... How are you? How am I? Constance, make a perception check.
Oh boy.
10. Okay.
No, I'm good. I don't want it anyways. Fine. It's cool.
I was. It was so.
Dark.
Oh. Warm. So warm. And calm, and she was. Never mind. Did you make it? Did you make it out? Did you get the Grand Admiral?
Well, we got the Grand Admiral, but
Thank the divine.
all right.
So, we ready to blow up the things or what?
Give her a moment. She just came back from the grave.
She looks
Yeah.
around. My crew. Anyone else?
We heard one ship managed to escape. Barely. One ship came back with us, and another that was supposed to have crashed apparently disappeared from the wreckage. But there's nothing... Bethany, even if is no crew, even if there is no army behind us, there will always be a path forwards. We have our troops stationed in Dunsimic. We have the Grand Admiral.
You're right.
Well, momentum is at our backs.
The mission continues. Do we have a ship?
Well.
I just kind of look behind me.
Yeah, Algaze is kind of...
explosives.
I see. Do we have a way out?
Plan: ram explosives into the thing generating the shield, create new portal, just walk away.
Alright. And why don't we just take a portal now?
I look up at the field.
I'll try, but I'm guessing what's gonna happen is the portal's not gonna open up.
There's you do the necessary motions to activate the spyglass, and circle begins to expand, but it shudders, and crackles, and a bolt of energy arcs out of it and flings a beam from the wrecked ship off into the wasteland before it collapses.
Yeah.
Can you try to make one behind us?
I see.
Yeah.
You try to make one inside the field?
Yeah. We'll try one of those. Yeah.
Same thing happens.
Okay, so it blocks all this. It doesn't look like we have a choice.
I guess we could try to run. We can get out of
We
the
would be
field.
About me in that field.
What?
They're not on good terms. It's a
Of
secret.
course.
I'm kind of made of pure arcane energy.
Oh. Delightful.
We have our plan. And worst comes to worst, we'll just take the ship between Constance and I. Which would be a difficult task, not to say anything, but that is our last resort.
Last resort, that's like plan B.
Last resort is walking on foot to the edge of the field and letting Constance die inside of here.
You know? I find that that's the last part.
What?
I'm fine with that being the last part.
Yeah.
Well. And as you sort of she stands up gingerly. I suppose we don't have a choice.
I suppose we don't.
Also, you don't fly.
Oh,
No.
We can fix that.
Okay.
can we?
I just look at you. You're not riding your bat.
I look back at the ship. The bat's sitting on the ship.
And at this moment, there is a flash of light, and there's a sort of seam, like a bright white seam that appears in space not far from you, some maybe 6 feet tall, that slowly expands out, its edges rippling, and out of it steps a person. You see a tall woman in plate mail armor, 2 massive gold glowing chains wrapped around each of her forearms, and an insignia emblazoned on her breastplate. Oh. Captain Albert, Admiral Albert Vessinger, I assume, and Constance Stormheart?
We're just looking at
Yeah, it's just like,
yes.
yes.
Eternal Storm, at your service.
I am glad I found you. Your friend, Li Fo, sent for me. I hear you were in somewhat of a sticky situation.
Yes.
Wait, I think, is the gate behind her closing?
No, it's still open. It's still open.
Wait, can that go other places?
I am afraid not, but it currently returns to, what was the name? A place called Dunsimic.
I think she
just like,
through it.
Yeah, so you just like rush past her.
Like, I think I'll grab her by the, like, hook
Yeah, just like
just
drag her in.
I suppose I made the right call. And you come into the interior of what appears to be some kind of a ship, and you walk out of a closet, and into what appears to be some kind of a living space, like a small captain's quarters. Please, just wait un moment. She turns back to the closet and rubs some chalk, some strange, like, arcane alphabet written in chalk from the edges of the closet, and replaces a couple wooden panels that appear to have been slotted into it. The portal closes when she wipes away the chalk, and another one opens. You can't quite see through it because she closes the closet too quickly. Welcome to my ship, the Everards. Right this way.
That's a rather short ship name, but the pleasure is
I'm
all
afraid
mine.
I did not name it. I prefer to refer to it by its shorter name. Please,
Well, what's the longer name?
if you will follow me.
Shh. Constance, I think this is a point of contention for her.
Okay. So we walk out onto the ship.
Yeah, we walk out into the ship.
Yeah, you walk out onto the ship, and there are some various crew wearing outlandish outfits from cultures that you don't recognize whatsoever. There's various deckhands that are clearly sailors, but also certainly people not unlike yourselves or Brunhilde, who are dressed in like unmistakable adventuring clothes. There's a creature that appears to be like a humanoid lizard of some kind. There's a young girl, and there is a woman wearing a robe with a set of like 6 scabbards down her back. Please, and you're at dock in Dunsimic. Just a short ways away, you can see Lord Austinwall's Revenge, and the Leviathan's Descent, and Stormsinger. All of your ships, except of course for the Black Sheep, are docked, and she will lead you onto the dock and into the skyport.
Constance just pulls out the bag of sending stones because there's no way they're actually organized the way she uses them,
Mhm.
and just yells at the bag, "We're alive!" Like, closes the
Constance,
bag
Constance,
You hear sounds of like those.
Captain, Admiral,
Captain.
Admiral, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I pull out my
Hi.
sending stone. Yes, this is Admiral Vessinger. We have made our way back to Dunsimic. What's the situation?
What a relief. Things are, dire, I suppose you could say. All of our ships escaped with minimal casualties. I'm afraid to say, one of your crew, Stratton, was not as lucky as the rest, but given the situation, I think we can all agree that is the smallest price we could pay.
Stratton, the one who was giving us our information.
No,
Yes.
Stratton was.
The guard that
Yes.
was previously
Or
like the person who got us our...
No. You had
Oh.
you had the guards giving you information, but no, Stratton was the somewhat sexist criminal that you broke out first.
Right.
Oh, right.
Stratton.
Oh.
Yeah, your fellow member of the cell block you were in.
The OG guy.
Yep,
See to it that he's buried, that he gets a proper burial.
of course. Happy to hear from you. We were all quite concerned
Well-
once the portal closed.
Verge of death is might have been crossed one too many times on this trip.
Which
Alright,
ship are you currently walking toward?
I assume we're walking. I think the
I think you
Leviathan
see
descends.
Constance walking towards a bar.
Yeah,
Constance is
I'm-
gone.
I like grab at Constance's collar and like try and drag her with me. We're getting a status report. Remember, we're leading this revolution.
But alcohol.
You're leading a revolution. How interesting.
Yeah. Well, do you want the summary?
Have you not heard of the Empire?
I have heard of many empires. I
Oh.
must admit I have only been here some 30 minutes.
Oh,
I think
my
at this point, like,
goodness. yeah,
You're,
just like
holding Constance still, and Constance is like waving her hand, like trying to hit Brunhilde's head. I'll
I-
catch her up. Just let me go.
I am
I'll like
sorry,
let her go.
what-
Like for
what
the
is this?
for the ease of just it'll be easier like this.
All right, let's go. And
Alright,
just
you give her
flood
the...
of memories.
Yes, you have a similar distaste for personal boundaries to someone I knew some time ago. She shakes her head and clears it. I understand. She turns back to the ship. Please keep us here in port. I must speak to Li Fo. Looking back, emblazoned in, like, garish gold lettering on the side of this sort of squid-shaped vessel, which has no sails, which is certainly quite odd, and no visible engine. Emblazoned into this tacky lettering are the words "Everard's blackest tentacle," and she gestures after you.
Oh, my babies
yes.
have returned to us.
It's so good. Yeah, so we'll I think even though the Leviathan Descent is our biggest ship, I think we meet on the Storm Stinger, because the Storm Stinger is kind of like the Revolution's
It's
ship.
the ship you had commissioned, yeah.
Yeah. It's like our it's not technically our flagship, but it basically is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, you know, fair. Even though it's not a top tier, top size ship, it's still pretty big deal.
It's about being
Yeah.
zoomy and fast, and
So we'll go and we'll board the Storm Singer and go down to the meeting space. I assume we have like a meeting room in there because we always use it for meeting.
Yeah. So, you, who are you gathering there? Who is the... I mean, Lifo's already there.
Lifo's already there.
I'd be like calling everyone and getting them.
Yeah. We need to
Okay.
all be on the same page here. And technically, Also Mabel, because even though she technically doesn't have anything to do with managing the revolution.
What about
She kind of has
Molokai?
information.
Yeah.
I think we'd have Molokai there just because.
Yeah, well,
Molokai and Bethany.
All right,
yeah,
so
Molokai and Bethany.
Molokai is brought into the room by the O'Dares, led along. He is in shackles at the moment.
Yeah.
I see you didn't die.
Realize I'm pretty sure I can't die at this point.
A shame.
Like I am made of energy. I don't exist except for as this, and then like lightning shoots out everywhere.
Everybody ducks a little bit. Toledo
Yeah.
pokes his head in the door. Am I interrupting?
Yes,
Do you mind
come in.
perfect.
Yeah, come in, Toledo. Come on. We're all, in a manner of speaking, on the same boat anyways. This world is slowly coming to an end, be it through crazy cultists.
Ifo looks around.
Giant.
We are quite literally all upon the same boat.
It's a ship.
My apologies.
Sometimes the finer points of humor are best left unstated, Lifo.
Brunhilde snickers.
Continue on. Yes, as I was saying, this world is slowly falling apart as we watch it do it. Fall apart. The literal thing we are all floating above is a evil thing that devours gods that's slowly eating our world. There's cultists who are trying to perform some insane ritual that will call upon some sort of calamity into the world. And there's an insane empress who's trying to become a god. So how's your week been?
Well, I just got shot by a cannon not that long ago.
How? Look at my arm.
Brunhilde looks to Lifo. I see you keep things interesting still. Apologies. Lifo and I go back quite some time. You say your world is falling apart?
I just grab the staff and hand it to her. Like, take it out of Vessinger's stuff and just hand her.
Yeah,
Back on the ground.
Yeah, she taps it. I see. And Lifo, you have. Yes, it is different from when. It is quite different from Sorel. Things here appear to be motivated by an intelligent force. I see. Well. And you, she turns to Constance and Albert. You know the thing that is causing this?
Yeah, technically I was made by it.
And you have a way to kill it?
We all just look at Toledo.
Yeah.
We have a plan.
Of sorts, yes.
You see, there's this area of roiling energy. The arcane, yes, I have been caught up. She looks awkwardly at Constance for a second. Yes. There is a device at the headquarters of my organization, which I believe could allow us to enter the arcane unharmed. Should we succeed, and we could go directly to this meteor and destroy it ourselves.
But Brunhilde has raised a good question. What weapon do we have to kill such a beast?
Electricity starts sparking off of me.
Yes, we understand. But is that any kind of insurance? Could you, even when you were still under its control, devour a dragon god whole?
Well, that's the thing. I kind of may have had some... Maybe.
Yes, Mabel, please.
Yeah, about that. I've been, studying things and whatnot. Wow, those dragons have a library. I'm.
Oh right, we were just like, oh right, we left her there. Didn't we?
I'm pretty sure that Constance is roughly the same as the Arcane, and if everything that we know so far is correct, the Arcane is, what was the ley lines and is now not the ley lines, it's the Arcane, but also there's a thing in the Arcane that was Constance, then it goes, presumably the thing that was Constance that is not Constance but is an evil meteor is roughly equivalent to whatever ley lines are, so, or were, and thus the Arcane is. So if Constance can affect those, which we've seen she can, and
then hypothetically she should be able to affect this creature too.
yeah.
But we still haven't answered the question of why it created her. We still don't know anything about that. And we don't know if...
Well, from what I saw, it wanted to get out. Something's keeping it down there, which would probably be the Arcane, I guess, unless the Arcane is... No, because the Arcane is the ley lines. So, yeah. I think the Arcane is keeping it there, and it used, because remember, there was the ship, the ghost ship. There was the ghost ship with all the Arcane zombies, ghosts, the Arcane undead things, that came out of those. That came out of the Arcane, and so I think between Constance and the Wraith ship and the reports of other ships like it's trying to get out.
Interesting.
So we might be just giving it a door out.
If we walk in unprepared. My question... So let's assume that Constance has the power to turn the tides. Let's assume that she works equivalently to the ley lines. What if she doesn't have enough juice to really get this done?
Well,
As long as we keep her going, she should be fine. Yeah?
there's something we haven't tried, which is I've put a lot of energy into arcane powered things.
Why don't we try taking some out and putting it in her?
That could be perfect, actually. Because, you see, well, the thing about the staff that would protect us from the arcane is that it's in the vault. Which
is full of ancient artifacts,
and traps.
Mostly traps. Hopefully.
So perhaps we could use this as an opportunity. Kill 2 wyverns with 1 stone, so to speak. And have. I'm sorry, what?
Never mind. Continue.
Just sitting there. Some bolts of electricity.
We could have Ms. Stormheart drain the defenses there, juice herself up, and then, Bob's your uncle.
Right into the arcane. Interesting.
Well,
so, question. Sorry. Were you going to say something, Top Hat?
Well, that's a plan. I like it.
Just to cover all of our bases here, Molokai, the Empress.
Yes.
What is her intention? How does she intend to become a god?
She seeks the weapons and armor of ancient Herzar Ghoul from before the Arcane War. With them, she believes she can attain the power of a god. Having wielded one such item,
you can attest to the... Sorry.
Were she to get more than one, I think perhaps her goal is not as lofty as it may seem at first.
Well, seems like we have we have even more potential targets. The question is, we don't know how much time we have left. before whatever's beneath the arcane breaks loose. All we know is that the arcane has changed colors, and we can assume something's changed with them, but we have no way of knowing at the moment. Wait, actually, I slammed the staff on the ground. Are the shards becoming more shattered than they were previously?
Roll a perception check.
Oh god.
The only highest high roll of the night from you.
No.
Calling it now. No, you're just gonna keep it going.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
It appears to be the same.
All right. In that case, well, before we face this thing, if we hunt down the Empress and kill her, take the artifacts she's gathered, see if we can find the location of another. That's more cards to bring to the battle.
Do we know where she is?
The castle?
I would assume she's in.
You
forgot the name of the continents. The Wildlands.
Yeah, she's in the Wildlands somewhere.
Oh.
This poses a problem. I pull out the spyglass and kind of move it around, see if I can't spot any giant, massive capital ships.
The Wildlands are fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, it's like a half-hearted attempt.
And you zoom in a little bit, and you kind of flick it.
Roll a d20.
No.
All right. I spend inspiration now. I'm joking.
No. 7. No, you do not see the fleet. You do, however, see, as you're panning through, you see a bird, and then you're like, oh, it's a bird. And then you realize, oh, you're seeing a bird, at this scale.
What? Yeah, it's just kind of you see a little bit of color drain out of Albert's face.
Yeah, you realize you're looking over Crystal Harbor, or what once was Crystal Harbor. There is a chunk of the of where Crystal Harbor sort of hung out over the edge. That's gone.
I liked that harbor.
Well,
Where got my wyvern? I just look at the Odares. The incubator was done, right?
About. We'll talk later.
Well, there's that. Molokai, do you have any idea where she might be?
Do not know. She only gave me information about a single vault at a time.
Oh,
if
only she has
I perhaps thought at the time I could have foreseen her betrayal.
I don't think it's that surprising. You're a pretty big expert in betrayal yourself. We have the map. I walk back to walk over to the what do you call it, bookcase in the in the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Grab a book off the shelf, open it up, grab two leaves of paper, and put the book back. Look at the two. And point to me here. Which maps you think she has information on? Or which vaults she has information on?
Our resources are endless. The tools we will pull out never end.
Found the map.
Yeah.
Well, to be more
under the
specific,
dragon line.
I found the map 40 years ago. I found the key 40 years ago, and the map just fell in place.
I see.
Blessed by fate is what some might call it.
We have already visited this one. He points to one.
Interesting.
So it is unlikely she is there. Beyond that, I cannot be sure.
All right. I think I'm hold on. All right. And some scribbling. Okay.
My apologies. Clearly I am not in charge here, and I would not presume to be, despite the fact that I know much more about these things than you do, and clearly your technology is abysmal. However, Are you meaning to tell me that you are chasing down a monarch for fear that she gains some toys in the near future? Well, I hear you have the access to teleportation, and there is a vile creature of unknown timeline currently seeking to claw its way from underneath us right this very moment and consume everything. Am I getting that correct?
Well, you see,
Yeah, pretty much.
the plan was yeah, pretty much.
Leaf
Creature of-
after Takaro, can this really be that different? It is different, though. You are correct. I suppose in those days we did sort of wander directly in. Apologies for being obtuse. He turns to the two of you. Some time ago, Brunhilde and I fought alongside others in destroying a creature of extraplanar origin, a dragon of pure energy. And as she says, when he arose, we went to fight him immediately.
And how did you do that?
Well, not unlike you are seeking to plunder a vault, we acquired strong magics and left as soon as we could.
Oh, so what you're telling me is you did exactly the same thing that we're trying to do in gathering magical artifacts before facing an unknown a creature of unknown degrees of power, and we were just discussing perhaps getting more artifacts. But I do see your point. Time is wasting, and this chase after the Empress will take who knows how long.
I believe that was what she was getting at, yes.
Yes.
It is.
So let's just loot the vaults and just leave nothing for her. Maybe some traps. We should leave the traps up.
Well, I'm sure there's something in there.
We probably have a better chance at going into the Traveler's vaults because they'll have already gathered multiple vaults worth of resources for us to use.
We've been busy.
It's been a long time since
I look at
we
Cleo.
founded.
Do you know how many wildland vaults the travelers have possibly come upon?
Let's see.
More than one might expect.
I like slide a map towards him. Hey, could you point them out on this map?
Oh yes, well that's the Library of Kessel, and that is the Watchtower of Shimharad.
I think you just check mark, check
Yeah,
mark,
check.
check mark.
And Timian's Mine. Yes, Timian's Mine. Those three.
Alright, so let's see. How many does that leave left here?
Let me check my map. As a
That's
GM.
4 of the wildlands are plundered.
That
I think-
leaves 3. And we already know Malachi hit one of them, so 2.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So do we want to? Because I think the idea is if we hit the Travelers, we get multiple vaults worth of stuff. But if we just go back, well, if we can teleport instantly, it doesn't matter. We'll just clear them all out.
Yeah, that's kind of the point that I thought.
Yeah,
we were
yeah,
going
no,
to
that's
make
true.
was
Yeah.
we can just clear them.
All right.
All right.
Hmm.
I hope you're all good with weapons because we're going to be doing a lot of fighting.
I will prepare my people. Lifo, if we could talk for a moment, I would like to update you when things are happening. He will turn to the two of you for permission.
Yes,
go,
Lifo,
go.
please.
Thank you. And I think with that, we will take our third and final break. But before we go, let me do my spiel one last time. I'm doing a giveaway every single stream this month of any one set that I have put up on Roll20 already of your choice for free. And all you need to do is sit here and watch, and then there's a little button in the bottom right of this stream if you're watching it on desktop. And in there, you can click redeem, or it's redemptions, and then giveaway entry. To enter into the giveaway, you can enter up to 2 times per stream, and at the end of the show, I will roll randomly and select a person to receive one set of their choosing. So, if you are interested in maps or token borders to make your digital tabletop even prettier, go ahead and do that. And if you've been here for the past 3 hours, you should already have earned enough points to enter at least once. So, we're going to go on a break. We will be back in just a few minutes. See you there. Hello, and welcome back to the final hour of episode 20 of Unfettered. Gentlemen, what you doing?
So where are we picking up from?
Immediately.
Collins is gonna stand there for a moment. Oh, right, and then run into another room. Is Mabel here, or is she just calling?
She was there. I assume you used the spyglass and got her.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, right, Mabel, we need to talk. Pull her into another room.
Hi.
What about the wyvern? You said...
Yeah, so I did okay, I think, with the incubator, because the egg has been moving a little bit.
Hatched, didn't it?
No, but it's moved.
Hey?
So I think that's a good sign?
Oh, yeah. Where is it?
It's back at Professor O'Dare's place.
Just grab her and start running that direction.
Alright. Albert, what are you up to?
So we've determined that we're gonna go raid the vaults. Everyone's like, people basically imagine the troops are being like rallied or whatever. But I'm the Grand Admiral. I don't deal with this kind of pedestrian nonsense. So I'm probably gonna go find Bethany.
Okay. Yeah.
She's probably like in the infirmary. I don't think anyone explicitly healed her.
Yeah. So she's in the sick area of which ship are you on? The Stormsinger?
Stormsinger, yeah.
Yeah. So she's in there, getting taken care of. You step out into the hallway, and catch a little bit of Lifo and Brunhilde's conversation. Yes. They're not around, and, well, our pirate friend has decided to stop off God's knows where. Something about people not dying, or dying better, or not coming back. It's ridiculous. But yes, are you sure you can't come with? What do you do?
That's the conversation. That's the conversation they're having.
Mm-hmm.
Do I just walk up? Top hat, quick.
I have so many things I want to say about that conversation. Don't ask me. If that was me, I'd be all in there. But that's also Constance, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's Constance. I'll like walk over. Is everything going all right?
Yes. Apologies. I am catching mein Freund up with some things that are happening elsewhere in the multiverse.
The multiverse. This is a new concept to me.
Oh. Is it really that Blackwater here? Lifo shrugs.
Just hit.
I will keep it simple. This world you are on, Herzagul was it? Is one world, and there are other worlds.
Yes.
And all of those worlds together are known as the multiverse.
How many worlds are we talking about here? A lot, I assume.
Yes, many.
And you see Albert just kind of like rub his forehead. This is certainly a lot to take in, but
I came from elsewhere, as did Li
I
Fo.
presumed.
I-
And
my-
Li Fo, yeah.
My workings typically work on that scale and less here. But
You're here anyways, and I appreciate that because our world will die and hundreds of thousands of people will also die with it. So
of course,
any help we can get is greatly appreciated.
it is the responsibility of my order to see that these worlds do not fall to darkness.
What is your order? Asking.
She looks at Li Fo for a moment, and she looks you up and down like she's judging you.
Yeah.
She nods. We are known as the Light's Shadow.
The Light's Shadow. And this is some kind of just organization.
Correct. We are dedicated to seeing an end to evil wherever it rises, even if it requires working from the shadows ourselves.
Interesting. If our world does not fall, you can consider me an ally. And I hold my hand out to shake hers.
She shakes it and like the chains on her arm jingle. We would be happy if what I have heard of you is true to have you around, Admiral.
Of course. Excuse me, I have to see to my daughter, and I'll
course.
walk over to Bethany's bedside.
Yeah, she's laying there. She's like all bandaged up, but she's awake, reading a book probably.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Bethany, I feel a great deal of regret that this happened. I wish I had have brought reinforcements. I just didn't think that.
No, of course, I didn't think it was a trap either. Especially given how quickly we got there, it seemed impossible that she could have been so prepared, but I guess she's been planning this for a long time.
Plotted deeper than we could imagine. Bethany, about your mother,
She closes the book. "5 years ago.
I'm sorry.
It happens.
This is another part of life. A regretful part, but nonetheless, one. Could only be happy for the times that we've had with her.
That's what the priest said.
Well, the priests tend to be a little bit more optimistic than me.
That they do. I just... You always wonder if there was more you could have done.
I know. More than one of my friends has died because of decisions I made, and I always question whether they were the right ones. And Bethany, I'm sorry I wasn't there when you were growing up. I'd have been slightly. And I realize it's not right for me to come in as a father now, but I want you to know the reason why I have always strived to save this world is because I knew, well, I love the places of this world, and I wanted my daughter to be able to see them as well. They're very beautiful. I recommend the the shores of fuck. This map's not showing up. Dune Hazak, myself.
Actually, was there not too long ago. You're right.
Beautiful place.
And in response to what you said, Mother always used to tell me that no one is ever a finished person. And you're right. You should have been there. Even if we were far away, even if she didn't tell you where we were, you could have found us. But you are who your actions make you. So, I'm not going to tell you to leave.
Thank you. We're readying our troops at the moment, and soon we will head off to begin preparations for the final battle. I'd like for you to stay out of it.
Roll persuasion. There it is. There's your roll for tonight.
Skated by with everything else.
Okay. I'll tell my last ship to answer to you.
Thank you. I don't want you to get hurt in this battle. And I want you to know I may not come out on the other side, but...
You better. Because if you don't, I won't forgive you.
Well, there's a nice, warm, happy place waiting for me on the other end of death that I'd really rather not be getting to. But whatever it takes to save the world, right?
Whatever it takes.
I'll kind of like give a nod. All right, I've got troops to see to.
Of course.
I'll walk off.
Yeah. All right, and the troops are gathered, and I'm assuming you're just portaling to the travelers? Actually, that's a good question. What's your plan? Are you gonna just show up in force, or are you gonna like try and sneak in?
I guess my first plan is find the fucking Toledo.
He's chatting up some sailor on the foredeck. So
Toledo, stop flirting with my crew.
Can't blame a man for trying. I'll talk to you later, darling.
Toledo, the travelers, are you sure they're not open to persuasion?
Well,
They are obstinate, but...
I suppose we could walk in and ask.
That was one of my plans, but we don't have the time to play around with the possibility of them saying no and then start fortifying all their defenses.
Suppose we could walk in and ask, and if they say no, we could say yes, please? With swords,
So what
you're
you're saying is bring the ships anyways.
Well, I suppose you could.
What I'm saying is we're bringing the ships anyways. You do remember...
Right you are, Admiral.
You do remember there was quite a scene when I left the Travelers, and it wasn't a pretty scene.
I do remember, as if it were yesterday, which, unfortunately, it was not.
Well, let's make a new memory, you and I, Toledo. A very painful and hopefully not death-filled one. And,
Let's.
I'll go ahead and, call all the ships together with my communicators, pop up in the portal, and let's go straight the fuck to the Traveler Stronghold.
You'll bring Constance.
I'll bring Constance.
The egg is
You
not
don't
hatched.
think it'd be smart to just bring one ship and then have all of them on standby to just appear when
But you know what's a really
intimidation tactic?
you know what is also a great intimidation tactic? Having all of your ships there.
Already.
Yeah, already.
Okay, but so you go in, you're like, hey, please, and then they're like, no, and then you're like, there's a fleet outside suddenly,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, we'll do that. I guess I wasn't thinking too
If you
much.
bring all the ships, peaceful negotiation becomes harder.
Okay, who
True.
which troublemaker are you taking inside with you?
What do you think, Top Hat?
Leave out.
You want to bring Lifo?
Leave out.
You could also bring Zaire, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
I think
are a
Zaire's
traveler.
better in this situation because at this point, I think negotiating with otherworldly entities has made Albert kind of a shit traveler. So we're gonna go ahead and bring Zaire along.
Okay, and who are you leaving the spyglass with
Um,
to open this surprise portal?
let's give it to Lifo. Lifo will hold on to the spyglass to open the
Alright.
portal.
Hopefully he
It's
knows
hard
how
to
to
kill.
use it. I guess he was there
Yeah,
when you
I'll
figured
show
it
him.
out, so...
Yeah, I'll make sure to show him too.
Mhm. Yeah,
I could just teach him. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
Alright. Then, Toledo is willing to, he moves the spyglass map around to show you where the HQ is these days. And it is... Bonk. Right here. This little island here. So you open up the portal, and actually, let me center your view if I can. You open up the portal to the traveler's
Well, I need to reload my page.
lair. I guess
That sounds
it's not
insidious when you say it like that.
I mean, it's not a lodge.
Big house.
Yeah,
Traveler big house.
it compound. There we go. Because it's
Yeah.
several buildings.
Yeah.
It acts as a storehouse for materials and supplies. There are places to sleep and eat. There are offices for handling whatever clerical work needs to be done. And underneath those offices are the vaults.
Yeah.
So, you fly in on which ship?
Do we want to start with small? Top Hat?
You still have
Yeah,
the Pleasure
sure.
Palace.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
a Pleasure
well-
Palace. That's a perfectly known boat that belongs to us.
Yeah.
Alright, so you fly in what is that, 4 of you.
Yeah.
And you dock at this. It's understated, but it's clearly well crafted. Their skyport. Nothing creaks, but nothing's over adorned either.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll take the lead.
Please.
All
Thanks.
right.
I'm gonna lean over to Vessinger and point out a ship. See that railing? That's the ship you take out first.
Stop doing that
I
at the
am-
Traveler's headquarters. It looks suspicious.
I am not comfortable with this conversation. And Toledo leads you to the offices, where there's this large, maybe 10-foot high ceiling, some white marble on the floor, some columns, and there's a large white desk on the opposite wall with several secretaries. One of them looks up. Oh, Toledo, we weren't expecting you. Do you have business here? Yes, actually. I was looking to convene the local bigwigs. Well, most of them are out on expedition right now, but whoever is here will do. There'll be quorum, yes. I suppose, but with such little warning, it's important, dear. Please, I don't have all day. My companions and I have been traveling for a long time.
I think we haven't rested, so I think like me and Messinger are still bloody.
Yeah, we took full cannonballs
Yup.
and fell off a cliff. So yeah, we're pretty fucked up.
So, if you could... all right. She writes some letters and hands them to the other people at the desk, and they go off to collect people. You can... I suppose you can open the meeting room, then. Thank you. Have some wine sent up, please. He leads you to a long chamber with this, like, enormous oak table that could seat probably, like, 50 people. These vaulted ceiling. Sit wherever. Weird. Am I dreaming, Admiral?
I don't know. You might want to try pinching yourself.
They do. No,
It seems like you're not dreaming then. Ah, yes. The last time I was in this room, or rather, the last room that was this room. Good times. Good times. I'll go ahead and like sit at like a big at like the biggest chair available. Make a power play just from the start.
yeah.
But they're all equal size, so
I think
I'll just sit in the
Constance
middle.
just lays down on the table. Just like, stretches out on it.
Oh, they're going to love you.
He said anywhere.
That I did. He leans back and kicks his feet up on the table as wine is delivered. Look, if I don't take advantage of my reputation, what sort of traveler would I be? Pours himself a goblet.
You would have spent several hundred years in vain, I imagine.
Absolutely. This is what it's all about. And
I'm just picturing us just sitting in there, all just drinking wine, just like about.
A couple minutes later, several figures in like sort of casual attire enter the chambers and sit at various points around the table. Toledo nods and raises a glass to them each as they enter.
And the Vessinger will also give like a curt nod to each one.
There are hushed murmurs at the sight of Vessinger. Friends, please, sit. We have a request, let's put it that way. Or rather, my good friend who has been working so hard these past months to keep our world safe from things like monsters and the Empire, which, in case you did not notice, attempted to sacrifice one of its cities recently. My good friend, Albert Vessinger, has some things he would like to ask of you, if I am to understand. Is that correct, Albert?
Oh, why, yes. Toledo, ever a helpful friend. Yes, I have gathered you all here today because, in the face of imminent destruction, we have to request something from you.
Well, what is it? Out with it.
Well, I'll just be upfront with this. We need all the contents of your vaults, all of it.
Toledo, you bring this traitor back here to plunder what we've discovered?
I am not done speaking.
Roll intimidation.
Alright. Oh, whoops. That was the wrong one.
15, alright. The person in question stops talking.
As I'm sure the rest of you are aware, the very arcane beneath our feet has turned red and like the color of blood. Now, which among you think that this is a natural and good for our world occurrence? Show of hands, anyone?
No one raises their hand.
Good, because it's not. There is
Hear,
underneath
hear.
our underneath our feet at this very moment, a creature is devouring the essence of our world, something that is only known to the ancient Herzegulians as the Dark Meteor.
If
Who's
you'd like to
murmuring?
confirm it, feel free to ask the dragons.
This information has come from from their vaults of knowledge.
Roll persuasion. With advantage, because you have help from competence.
All right. Advantage.
I'm ready for a 5. You can't get a 5, but I'm ready for it.
14. Okay,
I
there's some incredulous muttering.
Look, our only chance of turning the tides away from destruction, we have to face the creature itself. And the only way to do that is with a particular staff in your vaults that my friend Toledo has helped me become aware of.
Toledo, is this true? Have you revealed the contents of the vault to this outsider?
Since when have I become an outsider?
I believe since you stole from the very vaults that we are talking about and were
Yeah, and
removed
I
from
took a
the
good
organization.
inventory of those vaults when I was down there too. Toledo gave information relevant to the imminent destruction of our world. If you're going to try and make an argument about him being a traitor, truly you have terrible timing.
Well, it is true, is it not, that you in particular have always been concerned about this end of the world?
Yes.
It is part of why you were removed.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Go away! Fuck off!
Sorry, that was incredibly ill-timed. Anyways, yeah.
Now that you're done abusing your
Well,
roommates.
yeah. Well, if you haven't noticed, the world is crumbling around us slowly, and if you'd like to see for yourself, I pull out the staff, please. You can all stand in a line and try this out for yourself. If you feel like picking one to be a representative, that will make things much quicker.
The elf who spoke earlier stands up. If it is acceptable to the council, I will examine the artifact in question.
Okay. The way you use this thing is you slam it on the ground, and it gives you sight of the true nature of this world.
Yeah, she looks at it and turns it over in her hands and examines it before using it. Then does as directed. Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
All right.
Okay.
That's an 11, by the way.
Yikes. I must admit this evidence is truly moving. She hands the staff back to you.
Thank you.
If, as they say, things are in such decline, perhaps we should consider their request. Preposterous. We can't just hand them the keys and let them take what they like. If they want the staff, they can have the staff.
There is a particular catch. The creature devouring our world is unlike anything that any of us have ever heard about before, and in fact can devour dragons with a single thought. Yes, the dragon gods we are all familiar with. It calls ants. We have a method of fighting it, but we need to gather arcane energy. We have to power up the ley lines that have been dormant for so long. Try and repel this invader. It's our only hope.
And what is this? What are these methods?
Constance?
I think, like, still laying on the table, I just reach my arms up and just lightning is shot straight up.
And I like point my arm to I hand the staff back to the elf. Please, again.
Yeah, I mean the room. There's a shocked gasp as this lightning crackles out, and then she checks it, sees that things are like healing around Constance's energy. My stars. Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage again. That natty 20. All right.
Right where I needed it.
It's good either way.
Now, look, fellow members of the council, I'm going to be quite honest with you. They're asking nicely, but if anyone's actually thinking of saying no, they're a fool. Besides the fact that, yes, we all live in Hazargul and would probably like to not die, there is the small matter of, besides the Empire, these two people here are the most powerful force in Hazargul. I'm sure we've all heard about the terrors Dread Pirate Constant Stormheart and Mad Captain, Admiral, Albert Vessinger have been wreaking across the Empire, and one should note that they have managed to push back the Empire, take over a city, and deal several deadly blows to our somewhat overlords in a matter of 10 short months. Now, if anyone can deal with this creature below the arcane, it's them, and if they can't, no one can, and we're doomed anyway. So, I would now like to, what is it, they officially call a vote? I believe you would like to start a motion. Yes, thank you. I would like to formally start a motion to give the two of these wonderful people access to our vaults to take whatever it is they feel they need to save all of our collective asses. All in favor, say aye. The room is a chorus of ayes. All opposed.
Got this. Aye.
All opposed. The motion is whatever. Adjourned. Yes.
I think Constance finally sits up and, like, as each person, like, at this point walking out, like, that weird feeling of, well, I guess this is okay. Just walking out, shaking each of their hands, like, don't worry, I'll remember this. Don't worry. We're good.
I'll remember this. Yeah. You see, Albert's sitting there with his normal dignified pose, and you see like a little self-assured smug like little grin on his face. Was nice. All right, let's get down to those vaults.
I look at the ceiling. We should put out the fire.
What?
You lit a fire with your lightning. Nice. All right. So you are given access to the vaults, and as before, Constance, or as agreed upon, Toledo will lead you to the staff in question, which is a very thin, spindly staff with a sort of like sunflower shape at the top. And Constance is allowed to sort of energy slurp up whatever artifacts she feels like doing so.
So all of them.
What's this do? Vroom.
Nothing
if
now.
if I see
What's this
anything,
one too?
if I see anything related to that looks like it's related to like the dagger or like extra planar shit, I might snatch it up just because.
You do not.
Okay.
However, as you enter, you see standing off to one side Raziel, stooped, because they are too tall for this chamber. Albert,
Raziel.
in this room, there is a bracer.
Yes.
With it, you can open a way. Well, in time.
Of course. I'll go and where's this bracer?
Raziel steps aside and, like, gracefully sort of gestures to it with their arms.
I'll pick up the bracer, like inspect it,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I'll put it on.
All right. At the other end of the room, Toledo just walked past you, not noticing. And yes, the staff is just over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Boom. Boom. Oh my god, this is a buffet.
Well, I suppose this is it. Are you calling your friends?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a outside as like your fleet comes into view over the compound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
If you don't mind, he holds onto the staff. I'd like to come with.
Don't die this time.
I'll do my best.
That's a pretty important part.
Man, guys, it's a rush.
I've wanted to see this thing in action, and, well, I didn't want to risk losing it by throwing someone off a ship with it.
Fair enough. All right, Toledo, but if you stab me in the back in the process of saving the world, so help me fate.
I'll be careful where I put my swords.
So yeah, well, I guess we'll ascend from the vault after devouring everything. I'm sure you can probably see like an aura of just raw crackling arcane around Constance, like visibly.
Just walking out. Just,
Yeah.
Spark.
And I'm like inspecting the bracer. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
And,
it's clearly magical. It has some ancient Herzegulian writing on it. And it has a smooth gem set in the center, and there are sort of circles, not unlike the dials on the spyglass at each end of the bracer that can close it around the arm.
oh, I'll try fastening the bracer then. Do anything or?
Yeah, the gem glows. Oh, I see you're keeping something for yourself. You sly devil.
Let's just say it was ordained by fate.
Of course.
You sure don't want me to drain that one too? Sure.
So help me, fate. So help me, Constance. I will thrash you.
Oh,
I doubt it has much power in it. We never figured out what it did, regardless.
This is something unique, that's for certain. But what it does is a matter for another time. Our forces are gathered. Do we march into the arcane, or do we try and take another vault? Or the vaults in the wildlands?
I was kind of sitting there, like, shaking, like, I think we skipped the step where we would have done those first.
Wait, what?
We should have done those first.
Should have?
One of the lights nearby explodes.
Oh. I see that it might be a bit of a problem.
I mean, it'd be the quickest we've ever cleared one.
All right, let's do it. So yeah, we'll get in the ships and we'll straight to the next vault. But I think that's probably a good place to close it off, isn't it?
Indeed. So as you board your ships, and the portal opens and you fly through, and we see the portal close, and then our camera descends slowly at first, and then picking up speed down past the island that the traveler's compound is on, down into the clouds of the arcane, crackling energy, chilling ice, eddies of pink fire, and then we come down below to a sort of black, rocky surface. And as our camera turns to the side, we see a metallic, pitted object. And that's our session. So, tonight, we had a lot of RP, and I think you earned some inspiration.
No, probably not. I don't think there's a single moving, character building, plot related.
Honestly, I think Albert earned the most tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was John.
Yeah. The scene leaving the cave, finding Bethany, assorted scenes with Raziel, the meeting on the ship, and the meeting at the Traveler's Lodge. So that's 5.
Alright, that... the power of roleplay.
You're gonna want them.
Yeah.
For Constance, I think you earn a point for taking care of Albert. And I think you
ditch him.
You didn't ditch him, but also, like, you know, Constance tried real hard. And I think also for the Bethany death scene, I thought you handled that quite well. That's 2 for Constance.
Okay.
Do you have any other scenes you would like to lobby for? Either of you?
Bethany hospital scene?
Yeah.
Sick.
Take a 6th. All right.
I'm filled with power.
You are. Well, you're both filled with the power of some kind. So that's going to be our session for the night. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the both of you coming out, or digitally coming out, and doing this with me every week. So I believe we're on for next weekend, which we're probably gonna see some stuff in the next episode. I know the YouTube recordings are a little bit behind. I'm gonna try and catch up on those as soon as possible. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.